5. We are back once more with another episode of Lost Legends. We're going to start in our usual manner of introduction. First up, we have Verdazin as.
Noah.
We have Cross Crescent as. We have Cross Crescent as.
Caller.
They're muted.
We have Cross Crescent as.
We have Cross Crescent as.
Iala.
Oh, there we go. We have Blackheart as.
Taryc.
We have Sammi as.
Mavis, Jemma, Maltori.
We have Tobias.
Cassian.
Yeah, we have Markus as.
Melaka.
And you have me, Yuli, as your friendly DM. I might have a bit of wind coming through the microphone as I have my fan on, but people will have to live with that because I'm dying. But we're going to start with a recap. I think this week is Toby?
I thought last week was me.
We didn't play last week, so...
I'm trying here. All right. So, last time, the party came up with a plan. A very intricate plan. Many moving parts. Many people going places, doing things. It was decided that we needed to get information from Half-Orkin's office. But in order to do so, we needed to track Half-Orkin because the bishop was going out with her on town for during the day. So as we waited, everyone's decided where they were going. Melaka and Iala returned back to the Bahamut Temple to do some reading. It was decided Cassian would tail the bishop and Half-Orkin. Maltori... Sorry, I lost track. Maltori, Mavis, and Noah would go to the Adventuring Guild, whereas Maltori would stand aside and keep watch outside, while Mavis and Noah entered into the offices.
Maltori didn't go.
I thought he had been watching.
He stayed in the Bahamut Temple.
Oh, well then that's my bad. I'm trying to remember this from last week. I'm drawing off memory.
Yep.
Yeah.
He was our emergency L2 person.
Which did used, but that's a later thing. Taryc was abducted by the girlfriend and taken to a fight pit. So the party decided to... Awa. That's it, Awa. Awa abducted Taryc to go fight in a pit to feed the bell. So the party split and went to do their various things. Cassian changed his form from that of being a female centaur into a kitsune, not realizing how much of chaos that was going to cause in the future. Didn't realize that kitsune weren't as common as he thought they might be. So he started tracking Half-Orkin and our favorite bishop via Talal, and went on a little adventure around town. While this was going on, Mavis and Noah entered into the Adventurer Guild. Mavis started off by going in and reporting that her brother has gone missing in the sewers, and she needed help.
I'm not a good person.
You are not a good person. So after some wrangling and talking, her and Noah ended up in the offices where they began investigating. And whoo boy, did they find some stuff. While they were investigating, they came across the machine that was used to make the adventurer tags. They also found a secret compartment in Half-Orkin's desk, which revealed that she is being blackmailed by everyone's favorite pugnacious ranger, the perturbing Tauren Fell. Well, while this was going on, Cassian was still following Half-Orcan, met a tailor by the name of Robert, and then Talal got caught by Half-Orcan. She called out Cassian, not knowing it was him. Cassian tried to schmooze his way out and failed miserably, and ran, tucking tail between legs. The only person aware of it was most likely the bishop. As Noah and Mavis were rummaging through, there came a knock. Is someone in there? As BD, the gnomish secretary for the Adventuring Guild, realized that someone might be in the office. So in a panic, Noah and Mavis grabbed the machine, grabbed the desk. Yes, the desk. Again, stealing people's furniture. And a ton of adventurer files. And before the door could get open, they both squeezed out the window and took off into the sky. As they were returning, Cassian decided to get as far away from Half-Orcan as possible and decided to go to the Tamari Temple, because it's been a while since he's been. And during the trip, he was shot by an arrow in the butt. Cassian spun around looking for it, couldn't see who it was, and decided the best course of action would be to run. He was shot again, and man, did it hurt. Also, the poison that they had, which was a sleep agent, wasn't taking hold, but it was kind of messing with his mind. So he's weaving in and out of the population, trying to find a good, safe route, when another shot rings out and tags a citygoer in the neck. Cassian dives into an alleyway, throws up a spell to make it look like he's continuing out the other end, and dives into the back room of a butcher shop, not knowing it was a butcher shop. While he's in there, he proceeds to send a tell to Maltori, letting him know that I've been attacked. Maltori, in a panic and a flurry, scries on Cassian to see where he is. Teleports into the front of the butchery as Cassian comes out of the back, freaking out the butcher, who goes running off. Maltori dimension doors them into the sewers and gets Cassian back to the Bahamut Temple. Everyone is recalled back to the temple because of the attack. When we get back, Cassian's just kind of half out of it, sort of falls asleep, when Noah realizes that Cassian is hurt and starts to heal. And then Cassian realizes Talal isn't there. So he summons Talal back to him and finds out that Talal, again, got caught. And this time, ratted them out. I love that cat. I hate that cat. That cat's going to be the death of me.
The death of all of us.
And so, information got passed around. People started digging through files, figured out information on Tauren Fell as to what his real name is and who he is. And turns out he is the bastard child of the regent, which we kind of figured, and the actual Queen of Laril. That would explain a lot of the connections he has. His name's also Garrus. I wonder if he needs to adjust the targeters. Anyways, we start digging through the files, figuring things out, and squabbling starts occurring as Cassian goes for Maltori's file. And squabbles occur, Cassian lets go of the file, grumbling, and I believe that's where we ended.
Mostly off, yeah. Okay, go ahead and take your bonus inspiration. Everybody remember to refresh theirs. I believe you guys had been debating after that about whether you were going to move or not, um, based on whether you can grab what's a face, whether the bishop can get you in.
And the bishop had gone off to go
Yeah.
hire what's his name, so that way he would Tevin Delara, so that way he'd be safe at the temple.
Right. So, are you guys just want to wait and chill until you get word either way?
I think that would be the best
I think
idea.
I think we should send a message to her, like, that would be good to try, because for one, she should know where we are, because she's literally having the funeral tomorrow, and if we might be able to pick her up, we should probably nudge at this point.
Am I back with the group, or am I...
You are
Yeah,
back with the
you're
group.
with us.
You
Yeah.
are.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, which by the way, Taryc, you had a rather violent fight, a few rounds, in fact. Can you just go ahead and yes?
Shit, how many hit points am I missing?
Well, I'm gonna ask you to go ahead and just give me 3 strength checks.
3 just regular strength
Yeah,
checks.
regular strength checks.
I think that's how the old carousal rules would go for being in a fight club.
What's it without save?
Yeah, just
Oh,
hit
no,
your
hit
strength
oops.
button.
That without would have been 17.
17, 10,
5. That's 2, 3.
and 17. Okay. You did pretty damn good in a couple of the rounds, but the middle one was against this Goliath fella who just fucking trounced you. You're going to come away with... You're missing 11 hit points.
Okay.
But because it was a fight club... You've also come away with 48 gold pieces
That's not bad.
Yay.
and an invitation
I
to
was hoping
return.
you'd bring back more.
I made more money than a farmer makes in their lifetime.
Mhm.
That's painful.
It is. It's also, unfortunately, unfortunate.
Noah's looking at Maltori's file right now, right?
Noah was last time.
I know you
the
grabbed
one
it,
going,
right?
They were going through it. Yes.
Oh, you're going through...
no.
Didn't Maltori...
No, I took it and handed it to Maltori so he could read through it first.
Yeah, but I think Maltori, after Nib talked, said, fine, you kids can have it, threw it on the table, then
Yeah.
Noah snatched it out.
Okay.
Are you actually going to go through it, Noah?
Noah's going to skim through it.
So you are going to go
Nah.
through it?
Yes.
Okay.
Noah,
Yes.
can I have something from you, please?
Depends
I
on
would-
what it is. If it's the Maltori file, you're going to have to wait till I'm done with it.
No, I would like to have the letter to Mr. Deeds. May I have that, please?
Oh, yes.
Thank
And
you.
Noah reaches into their portable hole and pulls it out.
Okay. Her invisible hand will take it. Thank you very much. And then I'm going to take it and go hold it to a candle.
Oh, what are you doing that for?
I'm getting rid of it.
Yeah, we don't really need it anymore.
I guess.
It catches a light.
Well, I'm gonna let it burn.
Wait.
I'll be honest. I'll deal with that problem when it comes up. It is my problem, and we do not need to have anything on us when we do get caught or turned in or go before people. They are going to search us. We should not have anything incriminating. If Papa didn't want us to see this, it should burn. And I look over at Maltori and nod.
Maltori just nods and goes, "Yes, I appreciate that." And he's going to look at you, Noah, as you actually start to open up his file. And there's just a troubled look on his face. He stands up slowly and goes, "If you'll excuse me, I'll go contact this good
Are you-
sister."
Are you sure you don't want us to go through this? Maltori. Noah says, having it halfway open.
I stated
mean-
my objections, but if you want to look, you can look. And he's gonna hobble on out.
Now I want to. Noah says, shutting it again.
I'm confused. You said now you want to.
I think it like
Now
cut
I-
off.
Now I don't want to. Noah says, closing the file on the table. Funny if he's all upset about it.
Why
Sit-
wouldn't it make him upset?
I mean, the fun upset. I'd prefer. But
Well, let's keep it under wraps for now until he gets the fun upset again.
She collects the file and just puts it on top of the others over to the side.
very well. But now, should we message her about our plans now?
That is what he just went to go do, Noah.
Oh, I thought one of us would do it. So what now? We have bounty hunters after us. They have a feed on our location, I assume, and someone got killed in their eagerness on our bounty.
I think maybe we can use that. Maybe we can actually contact them before they come after us. And maybe we can make a deal. We have all the evidence that we need as proof that we are innocent. And we can possibly use the fact that we know that they killed an innocent as leverage to get them to work for us a little. Maybe even get a little bit of our own bounty.
You
We did-
saw what they looked like, right, Nim?
I know, yes. 'Cause about 2 or 3 of them, maybe. I was in close proximity to them in the guild hall, and I motioned at the files, and we have the picture of the half-orc man. But I know what most of them look like. I could find them if I saw them again. I will say, if we are going to do something like this, if you want to try to speak to these people and possibly use them as our path to peacefully turn in, may I make a suggestion?
You always
We
able
should-
to.
We should. I am the most paranoid fucker in this group. Take pictures of all of the evidence. Get a copy of it already, and leave it with our other bishop.
A good idea.
Because if we don't know these people, for all we know, they could have ties to Torrenfell. Or Torrenfell might get a hold of us first and get to destroy all of these things that we have gathered. It would be good to have a backup just in case.
Good idea.
I know I am over paranoid. Do you want me to go look for these people? I look over at Cassian, or do you want Cassian to try to message the orc? He's got a picture.
I think giving them a message that we are looking to talk with them might be a little bit safer. That way they don't think they are being ambushed.
If we do that, do you want me to take a compact and leave it with them so they can talk without risking all of us and Ebenzar at once in case they try to set a trap?
Don't want
It would be advantageous for them to set a trap in this meeting that we are going to do. It would be better if We don't interface with them directly. Not yet.
That is why I'm suggesting maybe it is a risk to lose a compact, but one compact won't help them very much in the long term. I bet we could get it back someday.
We could use it. We can just use it as collateral. After all this is done, we can get it back from them.
If I do this drop, though, I will have to go outside. Yalia, I will give you a trade if this happens. I have 2 magic items I can give you. I'd like to trade back for my old wand. I don't want to take my good wand out.
You give it to me, and I can let you borrow it back. You don't need to trade more magic items. I mean,
I give you a flat look. Holder of the Bell of Greed. Understand that I am facilitating you.
I know
You should
we
be
are
pushing for more. I
we are-
understand that you're a good person and you care about what is going on, but I'm trying to help.
Yes, I know, but we are in moments like this where we're all in a bit of danger. I think we can put the scenes to the side, at least for a little while. I trust you enough to just give it over to for now.
I am
It's-
going to go through my gear, and I suggest the rest of you do the same. If we are preparing to do any kind of meetings with people, we are going to be putting ourselves at risk at any point. Guards could show up to come take us or something like that. I think we should make sure we stow away our sensitive items, things that we would not be pleased if they got lost in the hands of the hierarchy.
Yes.
I look over at Arwa. Are you comfortable with us leaving you our stuff? Or should we leave it with the bishop?
I can take care of it.
I think it would be better if you give it to me. You will not endanger Awa in that. I am not part of whatever turning yourself in is about.
That may be true, Melaka, but I trust you about as far as I can throw you right now still. I just met you. I trust my girlfriend a lot. We do some things.
I think we can trust you to protect Arva instead. Arva has a her
Ability
profession
to hide
does.
things, yes.
Yes.
Matori
This
is
was her
re-entering the
profession.
room, by the way.
I will lament that I can do that. I can protect Awa while you do this.
Do what?
Thank you. We are thinking of making a deal with the parties that is most closely hunting us. Contacting them and offering a peaceful transfer. That way they get paid, can try and pay for a resurrection on the mistakes they made, and we show that we are the bigger person.
And to get some other hunting parties off our backs for a little bit.
I'm of course greedy and want the people more than to get the money instead of some strangers.
Okay.
So the crux of this is that the one that died is to be brought back
That
with
is
the
assault.
funds.
Assuming the person wants to come back.
But
The
this is-
other sort, of course, is that we just wait with the bishop and do this all at once without turning ourselves in. But you want to have a part of that reward, right, Nim? Is that
I don't think these strangers are going to give us a part of the reward. If we were going to try to get a part of the reward, I would say we talk to Kieran's group. Have them turn us in, and they would gladly give us part of the money. But these people, they owe us nothing. They are going to take great pride and prestige
It would be
for catching us.
great publicity though. The party being wrongly accused and hunted uh, help fix the mistakes of their hunters because they were also misguided.
I
Mm,
think
Couldn't
you're
help us.
forgetting the fact, though, that Noah, we are talking about doing this quietly because you don't want half-orcan to suffer. That means we cannot make big public spectacle about blackmail and things like this. We are going to have to do this quiet if you want to help her.
Do we know who landed that killing shot?
If we go by um the profiles of the party, it was a half elf, a woman. Let's see, what was her name?
You don't have any information on that.
Oh, we don't.
We don't
saw
have those
the
names.
orc meet with a half elf and another person.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
saw that. I saw the half elf and the human at the guild hall. You guys saw Torlor the half orc. We haven't seen the fourth one at all.
I
Oh,
thought
okay.
we haven't seen the fourth. Right.
Yeah, we haven't seen
You
the
have
fourth one
seen
at all.
no
and-
woman.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay, okay.
but-
My mistake.
Didn't
Yeah.
Talal see the half orc meet with two people? Or he
Yeah.
said that they were. No, it wasn't Talal. It was Gailela.
No, it's Tilo.
It was Talal?
Tilo got
Oh, Talal
interrogated
said
by
that-
people.
So all was clear by people, and like I said, there was a half elf and
Yeah.
the human at the thing that we're talking about, Torlor. So I know
Right.
that connection, but we don't know the fourth, and we
Okay.
don't know the names of those other two. We only know
Okay.
Torlor's name.
Okay, okay.
Because he's in the files.
Yes.
The only one I would think it isn't is the orc. So that didn't seem to be his style.
Depending
So,
on
it
who
is-
did that, people can react to doing such a thing in various ways. If they don't care, then, well, that's good for us, actually. If they care, that can cause irrationality.
Make them desperate to do something to fix
Make it worthwhile.
Yes.
Aha.
Which would
Then-
make this a bit of a peace offering for them for that. But
Perhaps. Or that they decide that they need to really, truly take you in. Maybe not let you speak. Maybe not let you prove yourselves innocent. So that what they did was in the pursuit of actual justice and not a waste.
I was also
see.
saying that I could be worried that they could be swayed by Torrentfell to destroy our evidence. I have asked Noah to make a copy of everything, just in case to leave with Arwa or the bishop.
Good.
I was thinking that we could use that as leverage, but with the stakes so high, such leverage might be more of a sticking point than something that is on our side. So
Well, yeah, meet with them. If you're going to meet with them in force. That includes Melaka. I don't want her sitting around. If you're in this, you're in this.
Yeah, great.
If they agree to all this and you think they're being honest, then good, we have a plan. If they don't, be ready to kill them before they kill you.
I would be honored to do so.
That's bizarre. Okay.
Hmm.
Cassian, Taryc, you have not said much.
I mean, not a whole lot that we can do. It's either we get someone to get the thing or we wait it out. I don't know if either one gets us any advantage over the other in the long run.
Well, in case this weighs into your plans, Meluru is willing to come here now. She's not pleased, and she's very insistent that she must be returned by tomorrow. But,
Then should we just move tonight then?
Ye-
If we were to bring in Kieran's group, I would love to get all the reward money to go towards Morton.
I'm certain Kieran's group would be heart of gold. That money would go places, and there'd be like crazy good things from it.
But the problem is we also don't want to implicate Kieran's group because they know about us and they have refused in the past to take us in.
The city of Morden is already implicated in us. The guild leader sent a letter about us, remember? You sent a letter on our behalf. They would
Yes.
know that the people from Morden are already involved with us. They would suspect Kieran's group. Kieran's group turning us in would be a good sign for Morden and good for their behalf. It would make Morden look like they are being responsible. And I agree with that.
If
But
the regent is a fool.
what?
If he's a fool, then perhaps he will believe that this is a act of goodwill on Morden's behalf, bring in the fugitives. If he's
maybe.
not a fool, then it's kind of apparent what is happening, no? Especially with us going willingly.
True.
Or he could just be a flat-out jerk and just we get turned in and whoever turns us in just disappears.
I doubt
Or-
that.
Have a different idea. Alright, we skip this whole bounty thing. We let it slide. Maybe we'll get rewarded anyway in the end because they fucking owed us money for sending us out there anyway. But
Just walk up to the castle and turn ourselves in?
no, we go to Morden, we pick up Meluru, all of us as a group, we go get her. We let the bishop know what we are doing, and you send a setting to Moreb Half-Orcan that we will be arriving at the circle. And we are turning ourselves in. That way, no adventurers will be able to jump us. We will be immediately in safe custody. She is not the most safe person possible because she, as I said, I have concerns about what will happen to our evidence. You know, we have her blackmail information. But we turn ourselves in that way. It's not likely that the adventure groups will jump us going through town, and we will be probably immediately brought to the king.
I think there's a very easy way to handle this evidence thing. We entrust it into Melaru's person.
That is what I was going to think is a good idea. When we get there, we give it to her, and nothing that. Does that sound like a sound idea to everybody?
As much as I don't want to turn ourselves in, we need to start moving the clock. So I think that might be the best course of action.
And turning ourselves directly into Half-Orcan, if we can prove that Tornfeld lied about us and what was going on, his evidence on what she did becomes very suspect if he tries to play that card.
One of us should go tell the bishop if we do this.
Do we want that man in place first?
Let's get that man in place. So that
Tebin Delara is still important evidence.
very
Yes. That is why I say we should talk to the bishop, find out, have him give us information of when that happens, and as soon as it is, we go get Olin away.
I wonder if the paladins have contact with him.
We go ask
I
him.
will go check. You are safe in here. She stands up and goes to the paladins.
Okay. All right. You look outside. One's at one end of the hall. The other's at the other end. Who do you want to approach?
So there's the big armor one and the less armor one.
Mm-hmm.
The more armor one did communicate with us first.
Yes, Sir
Did you give
Holus.
us his name?
Yep, you
Yeah,
have
we have
Sir
both
Holus
names.
and Sir Lancia.
Sir Holus. Okay. She will look to the armored one and then make her way to him.
He hears you approaching from behind and just turns to face you, inclining his head politely. Lady, how can I be of assistance?
They have an inquiry that. Do you have means of contacting the high priest, the bishop?
Not personally, but if you need contact of him, it can be arranged.
It would be prudent.
Certainly then. If you'll give me leave of my post for a moment.
She looks down the hall.
He sort of like just raises a gauntleted hand, fingers sort of snapping together, metal, fingers making a loud cracking noise. Lancia turning to face him, and Hollis just goes, "So Lancia, I am going to be going a moment. They have need of communicating with the bishop." And Lancia just nods, and Hollis then nods to you and wanders off. Lolo nodding.
Thank you, Sir Hollis.
And within
She waits at the corner.
within about 5 minutes, Hollis reappears with a let's see. Hollis reappears with a halfling who is wearing what looks like to be an acolyte's robes, but you can clearly see that he is also carrying a tome at his side. Does not look like a religious text. Does look like a arcane sort. And just got a pair of spectacles on, like this curly little beard, like it's very thin, curls at the bottom, coming up in a little swirl. Looks up and goes, "You have need?"
I do. You can contact the bishop.
Do you have a message, or am I just contacting him?
We will need to give a message if you will come with me.
Certainly. And Hollis just sort of nods as if go ahead, and he'll follow you back to the group.
Okay.
Everyone see Melaka reappear with this halfling in tow, who
Nim
is
got bored, took out her guitar, and is quietly tuning it.
and this halfling is pulling out a little piece of parchment and a quill, and just going, "Right, 25 words, if you please. Otherwise, it'll be a lot more spell casting."
Okay. How are we going to do this?
What do you want him to know? I can maybe able to shorten it.
We intend to turn ourselves in tonight. We wish to assure the scribe is safe. Please send word so we won't leave before. I look over at the others. Is that okay?
Sounds good to me.
Thumbs up.
I think that was less than 25 words.
Especially the way he's scribbling it down. I guess intend to turn themselves in. Require word of scribe safety. Anything else? You got more room. Better use up half the message.
We tell him who to contact so we know it's safe, because that way we know who will get the message.
Please send word to Maltori
Send word
regarding this.
Maltori. Anything else?
You think he could bring back some that really nice bread?
We don't need more hallway bread.
Right.
Hallway bread.
That bread keeps appearing at the end of our hallway. This is not pertinent to the message.
Also, you ate too much bread already, Noah.
I didn't say anything.
I know, but you're going to want more bread.
Can
Y'all
I
don't
add?
want more bread.
Thank you.
Anyway, thank you. That should be
Thank you. You sure? It's very wasteful wording. I suppose if you're not using the rest anyway.
Thank you for assisting.
I mean, I don't know. I would say blessings of the Platinum Father, but I don't know if there's enough words.
I mean, there are, if that's really what you want to say.
I don't know what
I-
else to say to the man. He is very important. And I
Any
feel like we're not
advice is
wasting his
welcome.
time.
Any other advice is welcome.
Sure. Okay.
Yes.
You can ask him how his day's going.
Advice.
Oh,
Welcome.
We've seen him today. I think he knows.
Right.
Or we
Wow.
kind of know.
Okay. Guests intend to turn themselves in. Require a word of scribe safety. Send word to Maltori. Advice welcome. Is that right? Oh, and thank
Yes.
you.
No, it was when safe.
Ah, send word to. Okay.
When the scribe was safe.
Require word of when. Let me reword this. You see him scratching stuff out. Okay. When scribes.
This is why it's always good to double check before you cast a sending.
Very good. Yes, always must.
Oh,
Right.
I wish I could cast sending. Nim looks sad.
Then, going over this again. Guests intend to turn themselves in. Send word when scribe safe. Send word to Maltori. Shall I just shorten that to send word when scribe safe to Maltori?
Yes, that would be perfect. You're very good at this.
Oh, this is my job. Okay. One.
I honestly hope just sending isn't your only job.
Well, no, but honestly, it's one of the main things you get hassled for as a novice wizard. Okay.
I know the feeling.
You're a wizard?
Yes,
Do you have
Yeah,
sending?
why didn't you do this? You have sending.
I'm kind of burned out right now.
Okay.
Right. Okay. In that case, I will send this immediately. You see him
Thank you so much.
make some arcane gestures. You hear him sort of just softly speaking the words aloud. And then after a moment, he goes, the Archbishop is asking you to wait in place. He is returning immediately
All right.
All right.
with the package.
Okay.
I love the Archbishop so much.
That's where we point out he didn't follow the direction.
Like to
Didn't
think,
tentacle for
instead of hiring the guy, he chloroforms this asshole, threw him in a box. He's doing the adventurer fun thing because it's the Adventurer Guild.
No, he goes there very very casually, wants to hire, gets the message, turns into a dragon, picks him up, and says, "You're coming with me now."
We're gonna find out he's described the whole time.
Right. You guys gonna wait in place as asked?
Yes.
Yes.
Right. Half hour goes by. Yeah. Give me some perception checks.
Oh,
As we hear
goodies.
heavy male boots stomping around.
Okay, Noah's gonna get this. I get advantage because Nami is with me, because that's the cool thing with Pseudo Dragon is advantage perception. Woo! Nice!
Okay.
29.
Right. Well.
Cassian's still
I
recovering.
clicked persuasion.
Oh.
You did.
You did.
Yeah, that's
For a
incorrect.
brief, I saw for a brief moment that I was winning, and then
There we
that
go.
happened. I still lose massively.
Right.
By
course
2
you do.
points.
Anyone that rolled above a 20
Aw.
will hear the sound of mailed boots, sort of like hurried, but like in a very disciplined people that are used to like giving and receiving orders, just keeping themselves cohesive way, orders to keep moving.
I know exactly what that sounds like.
And then there are going to be 3 kind of similarly clad to the paladins that were watching outside your hall. People come in. Looks like a couple of humans and this dwarven woman. The dwarven woman in this heavy plate mail is dragging behind her a large box. The bishop follows along behind them. The box is notably moving, as in rocking side to side, as if being moved by something inside.
You really think it's higher than you? What the hell?
What is this?
An initiative.
Was that from the bishop?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Was that with Bishop or the GM?
That's the bishop saying that. Initiative, taking initiative, not roll for it.
It's like, what?
You're going to have to fight for this evidence.
He was an unwilling fellow, and his abode was unholy.
Unholy.
Yes, it requires deeper investigation.
Oh, this is worse than I thought.
All right,
Wow.
well, that seems pretty great. I hope there's air holes in that box.
Is this the scribe from the guild, by the way?
Yes.
Okay.
Well,
okay.
not from the guild.
No, it's
This is
just
the
works
scribe
for the
that
guild.
was the hired
Yeah.
scribe.
Yeah.
The
Oh, okay. So it's not
Tabin.
the guy at
it's
the
not BD
counter.
Dimsdale.
It's
It's
not-
not,
Oh,
that
yeah,
guy.
it's not
Okay.
BD, no.
Okay.
It's Tabin.
No, this
Um,
is Tevin Delara.
Okay.
You yeah, the box is moving, and then the bishop sort of glances back and goes, "All right, bring him in." And then stepping into the room, escorted by another of these paladins, is a very well dressed man who is glaring at the people escorting him and moves over to the box hurriedly. Okay, you better not have damaged this.
What's going on? What's
Wait,
You
does-
people thought he was stuffed in that box.
Oh, I changed my notes.
Nim is going to look over at
I'm gonna have to redo my
at the
notes.
bishop with, like, you know, that stupid meme of God, what was the show, Parks and Rec, or what's his name?
Is
kept
it the
doing that-
gasping voice? Yeah.
Yeah, the gasping face. That's Nim's gasping face, looking over at him, like totally excited. Like, you got me.
The bishop just does not let his amusement show too broadly.
Are you sure
Great.
this isn't a Mirror's temple?
And, you know,
I'd be so honored.
Well-
Everybody, this is Tebin Delara. And Tebin looks up at
pleasure.
you all, glancing over your faces briefly, and then you see his eyes widen a little bit as he goes over them again. Oh. I see.
A pleasure
Okay.
to make your acquaintance. I see you might recognize us.
I see
Yes.
you need no introduction.
No, I know your faces and your names quite well. If this is a threat against me, the bishop, your god could not allow this. These ruffians, you must protect me from them.
Nami Big Mode.
Nobody looks around around the room.
No.
You get a flash of sure. You sure?
How big is the room we're in?
Ian's eyes go wide and he
It's pretty crowded at this
No.
point.
No, Nims, if it's crowded, Nim will let it go. She'll shake her head like, oh, I
No,
wanted
no.
to do it so bad.
No, nobody's just flashing. Ready? I ready.
No, it's okay.
Not
The-
squish.
we're not looking to hurt you in any way, shape, or form. We just need to ask you some questions.
Of course, yes. He sort of like steeples his fingers together nervously. And by the way, he's looking at you. He clearly does actually think you guys are a threat.
Yeah, we're killers. They're killers.
No. Please, calm yourself. We have been wrongfully accused, and someone took advantage of you to put our names out.
Of course, wrongly accused. Of
We
course,
have
you know that I cannot recall the posters. They're not my property.
No. What we want to know is, what was the date that you were contracted to copy them?
Is that what you want to know?
That is
Yes,
simply
because honestly, we have reason to believe those posters were printed and being distributed before anything we were accused of happened.
Well, I can certainly He looks at the bishop, then looks down at the box. The information's in my auto scribe.
Is that what's
Autoscribe.
in- Is that what's in the box?
Yes, they asked how much of it needed to come with us to hand over information, and I objected strongly to the idea of dismantling any of it, but the bishop, in his divine wisdom, insisted.
Then
I
it
just-
would be alright for you to perhaps, under the guidance and kindness of the bishop and his people, be removed someplace to quietly set it up safely here, away from the scary people that you don't want to be in the room with, and look it up with no feeling of threat.
Whatever you deem as appropriate. He sort of like starts to bow towards you, then realizes like you see him shimmy in a half bow towards the bishop, dipping a bit lower, very uncertain who he's deferring to here.
I want to see what this other scribe is. Sounds interesting.
Don't need to play with their crazy technology. You need to be taking
Not
pictures
going
of the
to-
evidence.
I'm not going to play with it. I want to look at it.
I bet you that
Ah.
that man would love to see how you can take a picture of something and have it immediately on something.
Whatever you require of me, of course. He sort of grovels a bit lower, where the archbishop sort of like raises a hand and motions to a couple of paladins. Take his contraption into one of the other rooms. Allow him to set it up under supervision.
It
Think
is my vision.
if you wish to watch, I have no care. Though,
I
To
wish
scare the
Big-
man with the fae.
be cautious of his contraption.
I am going to go watch.
You can follow the paladins and the box and the man.
Cassian's also curious about this.
You want to go to Cassian?
Yes.
All right. You guys can follow along. The fellow looks bothered by this in its entirety. You guys going along just seems to add to it a bit, but he does not seem willing to try and argue. He is escorted out of the room. Noah and Cassian leave with. The Archbishop sort of turns to look at the rest of you and goes, I have not been in his workshops before. Something felt off about his marvel.
How bad was it?
In what way?
Unfortunately for him, I have a keen eye, and there are some infernal scribings.
Really? I thought it was going to be something like a bunch of skeleton workers, but that is worse than I thought.
I would take less offense to reanimated dead than I would to the infernal entrapment of souls.
Oh shit, I have to figure out where to put Helper during this.
Helper.
Ah.
You've got a skeleton in a bag.
It's my little helper. It's an animated skeleton. I
He,
don't think I should-
the Archbishop slowly closes his eyes. You can't
He's
leave
really
it
comical.
here.
I know. I'm going to have to leave it someplace else because I don't think if I go into custody, it's going to go well. with
Perhaps in
Helper.
Morden, we'll have to make a return journey anyhow.
Yes, I guess so. Maybe I should just leave my bag of holding with Helper in it at the house, and that way I can hide all
It's
the
in a bag of
weapons.
holding.
Yes.
Then you can leave it here. I do not want a reanimated creature wandering about. But if it is contained,
All right.
There's gonna be one angry skeleton when you return.
Our plan, Bishop, is to head back to Morden, pick up Olin Way, and then turn ourselves in at the teleportation circle. If we could get half orc in there,
I see.
or if you have any other inclination
And
of
you
who we could turn
plan
ourselves
to-
into.
He slowly shakes his head and just goes, I will be there. Between your priestess and my accompaniment, along with Moreb, you should be able to enter unaccosted as long as you are willing to give up arms and armament.
I was planning on giving up most of it before we go and leaving it with my beloved, Arwa.
I'll just nods a little nervously.
Unless you want to come with, dearest, but I don't think you are.
If this goes long, then someone needs to get you out.
Hmm. And I don't want to resign myself to prison. I want to keep that hope alive.
We are not going to stay here if this goes wrong. I for one, won't rot in a prison cell for something I did not do.
Yeah, at least you get a prison cell. I'll probably get shoved in a jar.
I'm so sorry, Nim.
I mean,
My dignity is not going to be intact after this.
they could have cells sized for brownies. I mean,
Well, the city is active now. Murder guards your rumored appearances and then our little walk through the streets.
This is a good time to act, then.
Yes. I and an escort will meet you at the teleportation circle. We will meet Moreb. She will not be able to refuse us.
Yes. Sounds good. I was hoping Cassian could send a sending to Morat, but I think he told your scribe that he is out of sendings.
And then if you need word given to her, he sort of like slowly inclines his head.
That would be wonderful.
Certainly.
Ah.
Over in the other room, the box has been opened up, and instantly spindly metallic legs start to extend out of it, each tipped with what looks like to be a receptacle that could hold a quill, basically a little spike, and then there's a loop on the spike. But these legs extend out and help raise up this very boxy form. Looks like a cube that is welded shut. You can actually see lines where the metal has been melted. I will ask for perception checks from Cassian and Noah as this is happening.
Perception.
Okay. Yeah. This is intricate artificery. Lots of little pistons and like little, frankly, apparatus you don't understand the purpose of, covering this little arcane construct. This central box unit wobbling a bit as it's supported by 5 of these legs, and they're not arranged perfectly around it. It's like these were part of a side of something. But they are trying to keep this box unit upright, and they just shuffle about, tic-tacking on the cobblestone floor before they settle the box unit onto a table. The arms then slowly lifting, rising, and you hear a little bit of steam coming from each unit as quills slide into place. Instantly,
Wow.
Tebin is moving over and starting to inspect the unit and goes, "Okay, my darling, you're dented here. Oh no, it's going to take forever to fix. You're at least operable." And for the briefest moment, seems to forget the stress he's under here as he's examining this apparatus. Right.
Oh, what is this thing?
It's my auto scribe.
Noah kind of walks up to the side and examines it a little bit.
Careful! Don't touch it.
arms behind their back and just kind of leaning towards it.
Normally,
Wow,
I
this
do
is-
not allow for demonstrations, but here, do you have a written word or anything? Parchment with markings, scribbles, even?
Noah is going to reach into their portable hole and pull out a couple pages of the 100-page song
Mm-hmm.
and show them to him.
He doesn't look at the page itself beyond seeing that it has markings on it, and just takes one of the pages from you. He goes and sets it down by the machine. You then see him sort of tap one of the arms, mumble an incantation, and the arm sort of goes over to this piece of paper hovering above it. You see the quill withdraw only needs to be replaced with just like this dull metal rod. Instantly, there's more of that whirring, that sound of steam, and then little pieces of parchment are deployed from the rest of the arms, rolled and smoothed out. And then that one arm starts to trace over the parchment that you handed over, and the others mimic the movements on the parchment they laid out. From one copy, 4 more are made. Moves with great speed. You understand this is just one part of the full apparatus. Wouldn't it be possible to bring the whole lot here?
Impressive. Did you make this yourself?
Yes, my invention, not to be shared. I'm sorry, the schematics are not for sale.
I can understand why. This is a real marvel.
Yes, the machine has already finished transcribing that one page. He just moves and picks up the 4 copies and just like holds onto them tightly. You wanted the date, yes?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Let's see. Let's order from. He's moving over to the box unit, and he suddenly seems hesitant, looking at you, and just if you can stay on that side, please. Proprietary secrets.
Okay. And Noah steps back away from the device.
Right, both of you respecting his wishes.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
You see him start to pull out.
And, but can I have Elena look over him while he's doing it?
Okay. You want her to be
While she's
invisible.
invisible. Yes.
You want her to stealth behind him.
And just
Right.
float above him.
Let's give her a little stealth check then. Okay. That's pretty good. Right. He does not seem to notice. However, the machine does. You see him pulling out a little set, like very small set of Tinker's tools, like clearly for working with small things, and he is doing something out of your view. And then you see him furrow his brow and goes, "It's open, open. What are you doing, blast you? Excuse me, this doesn't normally happen." And Noah, you're going to get a message in your mind from Kailela, just going, "Oh, he's tracing infernal ruins."
Back off for now. See where this goes.
Right. You feel her alight on your shoulder, that weight, and then his eyes are light as apparently it responds. It goes, "Oh, there we go. Just needed a little nudge, apparently." Right. Okay. Yes. You want to date? Just date? Yes.
Yes.
Just a date. Yes. And you see him tinkering a bit, and then one of the arms pushes out a piece of parchment again, and just starts to scribble very quickly. In about a second, it's done. And he comes around, snatches it up, and holds it out to you. There.
I'll take it.
You take it, and you see a date there that lines up to within like a day of you leaving from this town.
Okay. So, well, that does answer that.
It's, meh, what's the date? Of, like,
The day after we left.
well, that solves it then, doesn't it?
Yeah,
That- That's the
he
biggest
was nowhere
piece-
near us. It took
That's the-
what,
that's-
almost a
that's
month
like-
before everything started going weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's basically the biggest piece of evidence we could have hoped for.
Yep.
Um,
And Cassian's going to roll it up.
Evidence?
Yes. We're being framed. And your date that you just gave us is the biggest piece because the day before those flyers were printed up is the day we left to go on our assignment.
Okay.
The
The day-
Cassian, the day we were supposedly put under mind control and the seal broken happened about 5 to 6 days after we left.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
No. What we are accused of. But you want to stay here under their protection because one of our concerns was that the person who had you create those flyers may try to remove you to prevent us from getting this.
The half-elven gentleman?
Yep.
Ye- That would be him.
He's going to kill me.
No,
Don't.
we are.
And you
no,
just had
we're-
me give you information.
No, we're afraid that he might try. He's supposedly a man of good, upstanding moral character, but he framed a bunch of young adventurers for something that didn't happen. Well, did, but not the way he's making it out to be. And he was nowhere near us to be able to know that, so this is for your safety.
I'm thankful, I'm sure.
Don't sweat it. You'll be fine.
But thank you. We do appreciate it. How much would this printing cost?
That would have cost 2 gold pieces.
Cassian's going to pull out 3.
No, I don't want your money. This was not work. This is not a winning contractment. So he sort of like waves his hands like, no, thank you.
Right. I
Very well.
think-
Right. Well, if you'll excuse me, I'll pack up and head home. He moves towards the machine again, and then one of the paladins steps forward and places a hand on his shoulder very firmly.
Cassian's going to step out.
Good luck with your autoscribe, sir. And Noah's going to follow suit.
Right, you guys can head back into the other room.
Yep.
We got
So-
the evidence.
We know that we have the timetable.
That is good.
He had the flyers printed the day after we left.
I'm sure he will be willing to testify as such if this is brought to trial. For leniency on our part.
I'm now much more curious about that vice that he had. Apparently
Heretical is what it is.
had infernal runes written on it, and it apparently could tell if it was being observed.
Any such machinations bear no good. This Archbishop says this. You actually see Ebinsar rather frown a little bit. Use of infernal runes does not mean heresy. There are many. Never mind.
The gods themselves have laws that they cannot break even if they want to. And sometimes you have to use a go-between, and they do not begrudge you that badly for it.
So, with all of you doing this, do you want me to just stick by Awa?
You're going with the group.
You're
I
going
am.
with us.
Who knows? We might have a trial by combat, and we'll need you nearby.
Has an easier time slipping into a crowd if she is alone.
Ara is the only one of us that truly can go unnoticed if she pleases. The rest of us,
I
we're
can
going to see this
almost
through as a
do
group.
it.
No one can ignore you, really, Mavis.
Where were you about 10 years ago?
I don't know, actually.
Someday
I
we'll have
wasn't
to
actually
find
trying
out.
to think.
Yeah.
Alright. Shall I start casting the circle?
Yes, we may as well. We shan't be long, Archbishop. If you could arrange for our grand escort, we'd be very appreciative.
Nim during all this time, because we had the time waiting for the bishop and stuff like that, I was doing the thing where I was sorting out my gear,
Depositing
and
all the items,
yeah.
I moved everything into a bag of holding and left it with Arwa, including I'm taking off my oh no, I'm keeping my Jin ring. I'll keep my Jin ring on because it's hard to give that up, but I'm giving everything up except for the bell, and I hesitate with the bell because I'm not sure if I should give it up.
Do we all want to leave our things with Arwa, or do we want to leave them at Morden? Which is
Well,
a better
if we leave
idea.
it with Ara, we'd be able to get it faster.
Leaving it with me, if I am to break you out, it'll be good to be able to regear you.
That is a good point.
Yes, I trust our wishes.
I will only sell half of your things.
You better not. It'll hurt you down.
Have you counted all of your items and gold pieces?
Yes, I have.
Yes, you probably have, actually.
Yes, I have. I have a list of everything in this world.
Is it
and
on
I'm
your
letting
character
you look
sheet?
over it. But suspiciously,
See, a
she
list right
shows-
beneath my stats.
She suspiciously shows a paper with all these numbers on it that refer to what she thinks she's good at.
Arwa's eyes separate as she tries to look through the fourth wall.
The best thing is I actually have all my gold split up. So.
Nim is leaving her +2 rod of the Pack Keeper because she considers that a weapon. She's leaving her dagger because she considers that a weapon. She's gonna keep her ring because she can still cast with it, and she's leaving all of the rings for because Nim has like 6 of those goddamn perfection rings that she bought. But I'm gonna keep my guitar, and pretty much everything else is going. So it's gonna be I have my reagents to cast my spell, and that's about it. And I'm only gonna take like 4 copies of my teleport circle reagents with me. I'll leave the rest with Arwa.
Maltori, despite this being a very sound idea, Maltori is scowling deeply. You can hear that little angry / worried murmur beneath his voice. No.
We'll be fine. Don't worry about it.
I don't
You know, the
like
trust the fault
the
of the
idea.
bishop.
I don't like the idea of us wandering in without means of escape ourselves.
We are all, except for Melaka, powerful casters. They can, we can handle ourselves. Then it's when it's needed.
So you're not going to leave behind wand and focus and all the things that make you a threat? Things that would be the disarmament?
She holds. She just waves one of her hands. You can't see it, but this is an invisible wand.
They're going to notice that, sweetie.
They probably would have
They're-
some sort of magical detection.
They're going to probably
yeah,
cast
yeah.
detect magic on all of us and check us over to see if we have anything going. I hate to say it, they're going to probably be looking at and I motion towards Noah. Hylila's really good at hiding, but she better watch out.
I'm probably going to have to ask her to disapparate herself for a little bit. Otherwise, I really don't want her to be discovered by the higher-ups of this nation.
You don't want the Havosian priest coming down on you about the succubi.
Definitely not. Or
Yeah.
coming down on my succubi.
You know, it would have been wise to perhaps not bring her into a Bahamut temple either.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think the Archbishop thinks this is pretty fun.
The Archbishop just gives a sort
I
of
was-
dry look.
Oh, I thought there was the Archbishop that said that.
It is the Archbishop that said that.
Okay. I thought.
Oh. I'm gonna kind of laugh
I
a little
mean,
bit. And I mean,
if there was
Good.
something wrong, he would have said something. I'm sure of it.
Nami got to bring me into the Bahamut temple, so it's kind of the same thing.
If I were
Well,
younger
kinda.
and less experienced, maybe I would have said something.
See, wisdom made you a better character.
It made me a worse priest.
No, you seem pretty like a Bahamut priest to me.
Hmm.
I
Ah.
think the Lord would be very pleased.
Taryc is actually taking everything except for her.
Are you going to try and separate yourself from silent and not doing much?
I was gonna say, if I try to take those off and put them in the bag of holding, what happens?
Are
Was
you,
it-
are you trying to?
Yes,
Uh,
because I.
Can you go ahead
supposed
and
to,
make
isn't
me a wisdom saving throw?
Okay. Wisdom.
And the other option is we try
I'll
to
just
keep
pass
it.
You'll just pass it?
Mage Slayer. Mage Slayer.
Okay.
Well, we could try to bring all of our stuff in just in case we decide to try. Is trial by combat a thing? I guess we could do that, but. Well.
Right, Taryc. You feel the faltering briefly. Part of your brain just seems to go, actually, no, it's better to keep these. And then you choose to push past that.
Okay, and of course someone. We said we're going.
I need to know immediately whether you're choosing to
Yes,
pass.
I'll just take them off because that was the idea. Was we were going without armaments,
Okay.
arms and armaments. So
Right. You don't feel what happens. You are able to take them off.
and then that is mentioned. Medallion.
I will
Are
be
we-
holding on to my gear in case something
Hang on a second,
does.
hang on a second, Melaka. Let's have
Sorry.
it still.
Okay. Yeah.
Are we truly going in with no armaments? As you see me put the wrist straps in the bag of holding as I'm slowly taken care of.
I'm asking that. I am saying because I think they will make you turn it in anyway when we turn ourselves over.
Yes.
So I'm just saying, do you want to have it be in anything you don't want to end up in their care? Is what I am saying. You should hide away now.
Does clothing count? Because I'm actually kind of reluctant to take off this off Pan's gift. I've been wearing it ever since I got it.
Is it a weapon?
No.
It's
Is
probably
it
like
enchanted to do something to people?
Other people, no.
Great. The thing they will be worried about is your capacity to harm the regent.
Okay.
So, I mean, if you desperately want to hold on to your focuses and stuff like that, just accept that they will be taking it from you probably when we get there. I'm just wanting
Or
to
maybe
make sure
they'll
that
respect
the things.
our grand gesture of walking in and be like, oh, let them
I look over at the Archbishop.
The Archbishop's shaking his head.
I'm nodding to the bishop.
For me.
Arwa, yeah. Malaka's gonna hand over the trident. She's gonna hand over 20 darts. And the coral conch shell, which is the horn of Valhalla.
Okay.
Like I said, Melaka, if you think that your stuff would be safe with the guards at the palace, then you could keep it.
I
But
am
just keep in mind.
I am giving up the more importance of what I carry. I will still have tools of my trade that I can be used to trial by combat or just general protections.
If we
As
demand
long
trial
as
by combat, we'll be able to re-equip ourselves if it is accepted.
Yes, I'm sure that the Archbishop would make sure that we were given a chance to have our gear. Yes.
Of course.
Also, here, sorry it smells a bit, but it's a tribal artifact of mine.
Maltori is going to very reluctantly look at the Archbishop and goes, if you can get me a mundane walking stick, please. And is actually going to start packing away his staff, his books.
Wait, are you coming with us?
Yes.
He has to. We're all
He's
turning
part of
ourselves
the
in,
turn-in.
Oh,
I'm going to offer out the staff I have attached to my backpack over to Maltori.
Yep.
Ah,
And I'm
thank
packing
you.
stuff I don't want to go be taken and possibly lost.
Right.
Like my spell book into a backpack and handing it to Arwa.
Okay. I am going to ask, because there's a lot of things you guys might want to pack away, but the more important thing, is there anything that is offensive that you're keeping? And I mean, even in a clever way, this isn't trying to get one over the end time. It's like, are you actually keeping anything offensive?
Melaka is keeping her 2 scimitars.
Okay.
I'm keeping my focus,
Okay.
but it's getting packed away, wrapped up and packed away.
So you're trying to
Same as
hide it on your body.
No, if they ask me, I'll tell them where it is. It's just I'm making sure it's not available for immediate use. I'm basically peace bonding the focus.
But you're willing to hand it over.
Yeah, if they ask.
All right.
I'm keeping my ring from Fula and my guitar, and the rest of it, anything offensive is gone. Anything offensive, anything extremely valuable, that's all gonna be gone.
Okay.
I'm definitely making sure anything that could be construed as a weapon or used to hurt people is not coming with me, but I'm bringing ring, guitar, and I don't know if the guitar is considered a deadly weapon, but it could be.
They might be checking to see if you are bardic in nature.
It is a guitar of illusion magic, so it might actually count. But I haven't used it yet for that. But yeah, so I'm fine with handing that over. But Nim has a hard time relieving herself of her genie ring. She will hand it over. She has to, but
Right,
she just can't take it off.
Anyone else keeping anything offensive?
Iala is going to keep her blood well vial with her, and she'll hand that over if asked. But just the other important thing she's going to be holding is her promise stone of Tiamat, because she doesn't want to leave that behind. That's not offensive as far as she knows, unless she clocks someone with it.
Considering the bell's offensive.
I'm asking you if you're keeping anything with the capacity to keep harm people.
Rob, well, my bell can't do that. Well, I don't have anything equipped anyway, so she's not taking that because someone just looks at this with, oh wow, that's infernal.
And
We're
the
not-
bells are a bit of a separate question. Are you keeping them on you in general?
Because mine
I am
does
not
have.
taking that, no.
Well, mine's been fed now, so actually me keeping it on me is not a
Important.
worry for it to go down. I think actually,
In fact, just so that I
Okay.
have a track of it, if
I'll leave my
people
bell.
could just type into the game chat, keep or leave for your bell.
Okay.
All right.
I am leaving mine behind because I feel like it protects them. Because again, if we are looked over and they realize that this is what it is, they could destroy it, and that would be bad.
Yeah.
I honestly think the only thing I'm doing is shift weave and a cloak of protection and my medallion. Is well, I've got the
Okay.
my non-magical, non-expensive things are staying in my bags.
Right, so
The-
Melaka's the only one. Oh, you okay? You're leaving. Right, so everyone's leaving their bells with Iala.
Yeah.
Okay.
Noah is going to put most of their stuff into the portable hall, but they're going to keep their. I want. This seems a bit dangerous, but I want to keep the Revivify diamond on them. I don't know if that's considered.
It's not a weapon, but it's just
It's
something
a
valuable.
spell component.
This the only thing I'd worry about there is maybe a guard that frisks you decides to pocket it, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you all are looking at your valuables with concern, the Archbishop's actually going to pipe up and goes, "You're going directly from our care into that of the Regent. His personal guard would not steal from you."
well, that's good to know.
Okay.
Then I'm going to keep this just in case. And I'm going to also keep this just in case. The 2 vials of gold dust.
Okay.
I am
Arch-
keeping my armor. They'll probably have me take it off, but I am keeping it for the just in case until we get into the Regent's
But yeah, I'm wearing my cool outfit. I'm going to look to the Archbishop. I am sorry, sir, but would it be prudent for me to leave my holy artifacts with you?
Of course, if you wish to put them into my charge, I will make
I
sure
put
they
them
are
into your
safe.
charge, and if they are needed for the proceedings, I would trust you to have them.
He just inclined his head.
And I will give him both the books and the special little defensive charm.
Okay.
Noah,
Noah.
how many diamonds do you have? How much diamond do you have for Vivify, just in case?
I have only 1, so this is to be used in the most dire of emergencies.
I will keep my 5 on me then. Actually,
Okay,
let me
alright, you
keep
see
five
this
of
bundle of sticks? It's very important. You need to keep it under your bed, and then good things will happen, okay?
Okay, dear.
And Nim is going to be a little, like, wibble and climb up my road to give me kisses.
She'll, your big lips return and it'll smooch to your face, and she'll be like, "Don't worry. If anything happens, I'll have you out quicker than you can even think."
No better.
Noah,
I am
finally.
not-
I may rescue the rest of
Good.
you as well. I don't know.
I am not the Captain de Noran. Please don't leave me in the cell.
I won't need your assistance, but any assistance will be welcome.
Okay, yes, we're all amazing and could escape this with no equipment, but Sister
I'm a coward and need help.
Sister Miller is probably waiting at the teleportation circle now, so
Right.
take it away,
Okay.
Nim.
Alright, and I will do the circle.
Right.
I will have to do it in another room because we had made this into an arcane sanctum.
That's
because
true, yeah.
Amazing. Iala had set that up, which was awesome, but it makes it so you cannot teleport in or out.
Alright,
So
you'll
I have to
shuffle
go
into
out
one of the
hallway.
adjacent rooms. Actually, you're going to shuffle into adjacent rooms. We're going to call this... I'm going to ask for perception checks, but these are sort of almost timing checks, just so that you're aware.
Fuck.
Oh wait, I get advantage. I did bad. I rolled real bad this time. I'm distracted. I'm thinking about my girlfriend as we leave.
Okay.
I'll probably do the circle stuff.
Max that roll.
Melaka, Noah, Cassian, and Taryc. also give me a religion check, please.
Religion.
Okay.
I'd like to try and re-roll that
Go ahead.
using my basic inspiration.
Wait,
Right.
you have a 12 in religion as well?
Yeah.
Go ahead and reroll. You need to beat a 20.
And
You
that
sure know I
goes
had
as
that
advantage.
connection.
All right, give me 1 second. Get back down there.
So 17 plus proficiency mod.
Skill expert in it.
17 plus 9 is 26.
Okay. Wait, 9?
Yeah.
Your proficiency what?
Oh wait,
Your proficiency modifier. Just your proficiency modifier.
Should be plus
It's
4.
4.
Okay. All right.
So
That's still above 20. Right. Melaka and Taryc.
I do get it, I think.
You do?
Yeah, because of Bill's joy.
Did you reroll?
Oh, inspiration. Oh, inspiration adds. Okay, you had to do
Yeah.
the reroll. Okay,
Yeah,
never mind
yes.
Right. Did you want to reroll?
then. No, no.
Okay. Right, Melaka and Taryc, you'll see the same person that Cassian and Noah do. Distinct robes, but they don't mean anything to you. Cassian and Noah, from your various readings, you'll recognize some marks of office on this fair-haired young woman. At least she appears to be young. Looks like she might be human with ever so slight bit of elven heritage, like there's a slight point to her ears, but that could even be distant orc or whatever. But she's moving down the corridor, and you see, it looks like Tebin is being escorted along with them. Do you see the rest of those paladins? And those marks on her robes, instantly something tickles the back of your mind, and you're like, oh, Inquisitor.
Ooh.
Ooh, a Bahamut Inquisitor.
I don't envy him.
We thought that we were bringing him for safety, but oh,
I mean,
I
he's
guess-
safe from infernal powers now.
That's it.
And
That's
he's
what.
safe from being murdered by Torin Fell.
That's one of the fun things. If you guys had gone there yourselves, you would have discovered stuff, and you could decide what to do with it. But it's in the church.
I don't care.
Uh-huh.
I don't care. I don't care.
Right.
Oh no.
You guys move to the other room. Mavis casts teleportation. And you guys snap into Morden. You're back home. Isn't it lovely?
Oh, I love it here. Back to Wyndon.
There, straight away, you'll see the good sister just standing there. It looks like she hasn't packed anything because she's not expecting to stay gone long. Looking a little grumpy, but in that way of like she's trying to be a good priest and disguise it, but you can tell.
We are sorry, Sister Olenway. Is it alright if we put some items in your possession? We do not want our evidence tampered with.
She looks like she was about to actually say something herself, and is sort of slightly caught off guard by this request.
We have found signs of blackmail and other nefarious things, and it causes us great concern.
Then, of course.
We are so sorry to tear you away from this. We will get you back as fast as we can.
She's coming over, and in not entirely begrudging, but still a little like chiding way, she just go, "Could you not have stayed quiet and safe for but another day?
we tried our hardest.
Did you?
I am very
Yes.
sorry. We failed you.
As long as I am back on the morrow."
Is Tom John doing alright?
No. He's not. But he will. He'll be okay. What are these things that you need me to safeguard?
I'll motion at people who have these things, because I'm assuming we've got the file folders, we've got
So we got
various
Now, are you
Yes,
giving her the original file folders or the photographs that Noah took?
originals, because I assumed we left the backups with our ones. That's what
Yeah.
I assume.
Okay.
Because I figure having her have
She
the
can
original was
present
better
them
clout.
if need be. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But you still got backup just in case. Okay. Right. She'll
And I'm gonna hand her the date page.
Okay, she'll take these from you, and and then she sort of looks at teleportation circle, and like that look of annoyance fades, and is replaced with that slight bit of apprehension, and she goes, "Well then, let's do it."
All right. This is a lot faster than I thought. I hope that the bishop can really hoof it. Smile.
Do we
Oh.
need to delay for a moment? It might be sensible.
It might be sensible. I mean, he is a fucking dragon, but I don't know if he wants to make that kind of a scene running through town.
The people around him are not, so we will give them some time.
Maltori is going to look around and then just like using the completely mundane stick that Taryc gave him, hobbles over to a log on the ground and just sits down and goes, Mavis, are you able to produce tea?
Yes. Does anybody have a picture?
Yeah, Maltori's going to pull out a couple of cups himself, just in case somebody needs one.
Cassian's gonna
I-
pull out his mess kit.
I will do the most mundane thing because I do not have my bell on me, and I'm pretty sure I can't activate the bell ability. I'll try, but I don't think it works.
It does not work with you to force from the
Okay.
bell.
Yep. I instead will create water in the container
Mm-hmm.
and get out some tea leaves because I have tea.
Wait, what?
And-
Oh, right.
I don't have the bell, Papa. I'm sorry. And I will get out some tea leaves, and then I will come over and press the tape to heat the water.
Well,
I'm sorry we have to do this in such a
I
less than
just,
exciting way.
I apologize, Mavis. I just thought it'd be nice for us to have a moment of calm, I suppose.
No, it is a lot about to happen, and we stand by each other, right?
Yes.
I will. We've seen Maltori. Does Maltori take sugar in his tea?
A lot.
I will actually pull out my alchemy jug.
Well, he tends to take a lot of honey in his tea.
Well, I was just say, pull out the alchemy jug and set it to honey. You can dispense it to a gallon.
All right, so you're going to pour him a cup of honey?
An entire cup, but I will.
Slightly
dribble.
watered down by tea?
Dribble down some honey with
It's
tea.
gonna also be like slow because
Ah.
the honey just oozes out.
Taryc is such a good girl as well. Marvis.
I will take a cup of honey.
We are going to stand by each other, but children, if it goes badly, and there's a chance that you can get away,
I'm not thinking about you, Papa.
no, escape and then come back and burn the entire fucking place down in my name.
It won't get that far.
I
Don't worry.
do hope you're not serious, the sister says with a little frown, and Maltori just like waves his hand side to side. Yeah.
This is a pep talk. Don't worry.
But you're welcome to join.
So, the core of it, live to fight another day.
Yes, live to fight another day.
Will do.
But I don't want to lose you, Papa.
No, I don't want to lose any of you, so we better damn well win this. And if not, he sort of puts his hand up beside his mouth as if to shield it from the sister, despite not quieting his voice at all. And it's just like, if we don't win this trial, we fight our way out bloody and we flee.
We'll be
Evil
okay, Papa.
intentions.
I have a bit of faith.
They have.
Not
Makes
put us on this path in order to let us fall here.
No.
I'm pretty sure they want us to fall somewhere else.
Oh, marvelous. So I don't put any faith in them, so I'm going to go kicking and screaming, thank you.
Best spirit.
Alright, a lot of you can wait about half an hour.
Which is good because it gives me like a short rest.
Yeah.
Which
In
lets
fact,
me get a spell slot back.
do you want to take a full hour?
Yeah, if we just take a full hour, I get a short rest in, and then I can cast a spell. That's plenty of time for that, and we can just have tea
give
and
a dance.
Do you want to recover some hit points, Taryc?
Yes, I'm gonna do that. I was also hinting that someone's hit points.
Yeah, Iala, you're going to entertain everybody?
Yes.
That worked.
So, she's just gonna start. Noah, give me a tune.
Sure. Let me just reaches, goes, gets their portable back, pull out their viol, and starts playing.
You didn't leave your portable hole behind?
Oh wait.
You left it with Alba, didn't you?
Yeah. Okay. Arla's not with us, so.
No, no, she's not coming with us. It's pretty
Melaka will pull her drum out and start.
All right. Sorry, I forgot.
Nim
She
has,
starts
you.
beating on the
Nim
drum.
has a guitar.
Yeah, I'll play guitar.
I have my spoons.
Yeah.
Take it away, Maltori.
Tori's going to spoon.
Fuck.
Where's the different meetings?
It's okay.
So many times.
Wow! Look at those spoons go.
Clack.
Your music is weird. It has no beat or rhythm to it.
What do you mean? It's got more rhythm than your drum does. What is
No,
that?
it doesn't. This is what drives people to war.
What is that, jazz?
No.
Alright. You're going to dance, Iala?
Dance a little bit and sing mainly.
Okay. Well, everyone will get the bonus from it, but I also want to see a performance check from you, just to see how well you do.
Oh
Hey, the rest of us put ourselves out there. Even
Yeah.
the old band put themselves out there.
no. At 20.
Hey, Iala
Nice.
knows how to wiggle.
Yep.
What did we determine was the 10 hit points on that?
15.
It's 15.
It's 15.
It's based on her level plus the stat that she increased, which I'm assuming was charisma, so it's probably a 5, and we're level 10, so it's 15. That's how I guess the math works.
I asked.
Wait, hang on. What are you
You're
guys
smart.
trying to figure out?
Inspiring.
The-
Which 6 people are you giving it to?
Oh.
Because I'll say I'd rather you skip giving it to me and rather you give it to Maltori. Because
Did you say that Taryc has their own source of temporary?
I can do D8 plus 1.
I'll give it to Maltori. They are squishy wizard, high level wizard.
well, also I had the gluttony bell, so I had 10 hit points too. So or whatever, I had
Alright,
max hit
then.
points, so it's better to give it to Maltori.
I give it to Maltori and Taryc, since if you have 10, then 5 is not that bad.
Well, because yeah, I got the gluttony bell, so I had the feast already, so I'm good.
Yeah. Okay. So, just skipping over
Maltori and Taryc.
giving it.
Just skipping Nim to give it to Maltori and
Yeah.
Taryc.
Yeah.
Okay. And how much is that?
15.
15. Okay, lovely.
Yep.
Right. After the
Got
rest, Maltori's going to stand up with a little bit of a growl and go, right, into the jaws of the beast.
Okay, and I'll start drawing this arcane circle.
Right.
Some more.
You do the arcane circle, and as you're going from circle to circle, remember it does not actually take up your casting.
Oh, it doesn't? Oh, I didn't need a rest then. Oh well, but that's fine.
Because we didn't.
Actually, I needed one back because I did have a circle at the other location.
Yeah,
But you know,
yeah.
I'm not expecting to be able
You
to
needed
cast
to get your spell
spells
slot
when
back,
coming
but
up.
you're not losing one doing this, which is nice.
Yes, yeah. So I'm just gonna do this. So yeah,
Alright.
I'll get this done.
Right. There's a flash, and you all find yourselves back in a somewhat familiar teleportation circle, entering the city of Morden. Immediately, you can see Moira Parfalcon, with BD Dimsdale at her side, another adventurer you don't recognize, this very, very tall man, got this like a beautiful braided blonde hair falling down around his shoulders, got a very flaunty sort of blouse on, very feminine outfit, despite being very tall and not ripped muscly, but bulky muscle.
Oh god, it's a Tamari paladin.
And he just sort of yeah.
Does he have a deep neckline too?
Oh yeah. Yeah, deep V neckline.
Lunges.
Yeah. And he flashes you all such a white-heathed smile. And you also see the Archbishop flanked by what looks like to be several paladins and a few priests. And he
Nim
just...
is immediately scrambling up Maltori and perching up there with Nami.
All right. There's a moment of silence as the sort of magic dissipates. And then Moreb looks towards the Archbishop, who just inclines his head towards her as if take it away. And Moreb goes, "The Archbishop has informed me that you wish to put yourselves into my custody."
If that would be
Yes.
acceptable.
It would be. You are to be taken before the justice immediately.
All right. Lead the way.
First, no, they can handle that. She says, and you see, like, there's a little bitterness in her voice, and she doesn't actually look particularly happy to be taking you all in. But she looks towards the Archbishop and goes, "Archbishop, I would be thankful for your assistance in escorting our..." And there's a moment where she seems to be pondering what word to use. "Our charges here." And the Archbishop just gives her a slow bow and goes, "It would be our pleasure." And you'll see he waves to his paladins who just move to, like, they form a loose circle around you, like they're not actually grabbing anybody or doing anything like that. And Morib just goes, "If you would follow me, please." All right,
Will we?
you'll start
Right.
following.
Melaka goes to the head of the group
Okay.
behind Warren.
Iala is close behind, and she's holding her head up high and straight back.
Could everybody give me a... We're going to call this a religion check.
I did really good for not being Noah.
Where's it? There.
Nice.
Oh.
Nice.
Wow,
Yeah.
my rolls are going really bad suddenly.
Um,
Might
Don't
seem-
worry, I make sure to keep the average around a medium.
But keep in mind your intelligence is higher than that because you don't. Or did you take your circlet off?
I don't have. I took off anything that could be considered a threat. And I'm major, so-
Your intelligence was a threat. Okay,
all right.
I get that. I appreciate that.
Rude.
Nim and Noah, you're the only ones
Well,
that
I mean,
notice
intelligence
this.
is a threat.
The way that these priests and paladins have encircled you, it's not in the way that they would, surround somebody they were taking in for questioning or something like that.
They're
They are-
protecting us.
Not just that, they have taken up a very precise formation. They are moving like in a very deliberate walk. It's not quite a march, but like they are holding themselves to a certain degree. It's as if they were escorting something like a reliquary.
They're making a display of it.
They are making
Nim-
sure that
Nim-
you don't look like prisoners.
Nim is going to take the guitar off her back, and I'm going to do a really dumb thing, and because I should be more alert at this, but Nim's kind of looking at Maltori, who's really nervous. Everybody else is really nervous. I look over at Nami and go, "This one's for you, Nami," and she's going to sit there and play that little song. for
Aw.
Nami.
Okay.
And so she's gonna just sit there and sing and try to like focus on that and not what's going on.
All right. You're gonna perform that
Almost
song,
there.
and you're all escorted. Of course, moving through the city streets, this attracts attention. Well-known figures, paladins, and then this strange group. But these aren't stares of. There's no jeering of, oh look, prisoners being escorted. It is curiosity, wonder, what is happening.
If it starts getting more like loud and stuff like that, and then just redoubles trying to be louder, it's just is trying to drown it out, trying to get us to not focus on it, right?
And eventually you see yourselves approaching large walls, even within the city. These iron-wrought gates, built fancifully but not decorated with filigree or anything like that. The palace gates, just imposing, harsh. At your approach, they open up. You walk through the royal courtyard, this large paved area, which to either side there are gardens, fountains. And as you approach the steps themselves, you see somebody coming out dressed in this resplendent silver armor, holding a plumed helm under one arm, a purple draped, not tabard, just a cloth going from shoulder pad down one side of their armor, or both behind and back. A sash of sorts, just hanging on one side of their body from the shoulder plate. This grey-haired gentleman, his skin sort of cracked and leathery, looks like he's seen a lot of places that aren't here. You don't get this kind of skin in the fair weather of this land. But he comes down the steps approaching you all, and just holds up a hand as if to halt the procession, and just goes, "More Parforken. What is your business?" He says with a look of formality and already knowing. And Morab just turns to the group of you and goes, "I have important prisoners that would be of the Regent's interest. They have turned themselves in peacefully and willingly." And this man sort of then looks at a group of you and just goes, "Please, speak."
We have come to bring evidence that we have been accused of has been nothing more than a framing. We are innocent, and we wish to represent ourselves to the mercies of the Regent.
As you say that, he just nods, opens his mouth to speak again, and then the sister actually steps forward, making him pause, and she goes, "And please inform the Regent that Sister Melaru Olinway is here with them." And this older man sort of tilts his head curiously, for just nodding, going, "My men will be searching you with your permission."
Go right ahead.
He nods thankfully, as there is that lingering thing of this will happen with or without permission. But he sort of raises a hand, and a couple of guards step forward, clad in the same armor with him, but without that sash. They do seem to have like this little purple running from one shoulder plate to the other, this almost in a sort of gorget fashion, but it's just a little piece of cloth. They step forward, and one of them just starts to search you all physically, and the other is clearly doing some arcane casting. Each of you is asked to offer out any weapons that you may possess or any casting apparatus.
Jemma is going to very reluctantly hand over her ring. She gives it a kiss and says, "This is the most important thing that I own. Please do not lose it. It is very small." And then she's going to also give the guitar, and she goes, "I guess I could hit somebody with this, so it's probably dangerous." Head that off.
Any items that are proffered over, the guards searching you bring motion over what you think might be pages or something like that. These young boys come over and sort of like roll out these padded cloths, and your items actually sort of very delicately placed into those rolled up securely. Those that were keeping their arcane focuses, sequests and such, are you handing them over or keeping them?
Yes.
I'm keeping it over. I'm giving it over because it was asked.
Okay. All right. They do take a moment to actually, some of you are still wearing magic items, and they actually start doing quick identifiers, spending spell slots very readily, by the way.
Do
Mhm.
they have me? I have got the healing half plate. Do they have me take that off?
They do not have you take it off.
Okay.
Anyone that's wearing magic clothing that gives them defenses or stuff like that, you are left with it. This takes a bit of time, obviously, doing some identification and so on. And the man overseeing it does vanish briefly, heading back inside.
Another skill in is a sacred beast. I don't know if that will show up, but he can get very big.
The guard standing beside you looks at Nomi and just goes, "And keep your Drake under control, please. For his safety."
I nod.
I will do this. Actually, I'm going. Is it better to dismiss familiar type ones?
Did you bring Saeed with?
Yes.
The guard actually sort of turns to look at Saeed appraisingly and just goes, "My apologies. The beast is large enough to pose. We could stable him if you please, or if you are able to dismiss him arcanely."
I will send Saeed to the food room.
Was Kylela left behind?
Yes, she was desummoned.
Desummoned. Okay.
Dismissed.
Right.
And
Shall
Talal
I,
has been
Talal?
desummoned.
Talal, you got rid of Talal. Okay. Talal was like, "How dare!" and then was dismissed. Is Shalai still around?
Shalai is since Nomi is here. Shalai is going to be resting on her shoulder.
Yeah. You get asked the same thing of, please keep your Drake under control.
And they'll do.
And Shalai just sort of like looks at you and there's a little mental image of under control.
You are always under control. You're a good girl.
She preens happily. And then the man who first greeted you all at these gates comes back out and just goes, "You're to be taken directly to His Majesty's courtroom. Please do behave yourselves. I do not mean this in a chiding way. Do not make moves that might cause reaction. You have presented yourselves willingly, and thus you are to be given fair judgment. Trust it, so far as you take that trust."
Iala nods.
But I say this not as
I
threat. We are ready for any move you might make.
I understand.
But are you ready for this? Goes thumb offhand.
Right. And as he says that, you can tell this is not exactly a standard happenstance, and he's glanced Melaru's way, kind of affirms why this might be happening. And he sort of looks amongst your group and just goes, "Would Ebinsar Maltori please identify himself?" And Maltori sort of straightens up a bit. You actually hear a little crick in his back pop. He goes, "Oh, I am Ebinsar Maltori."
I am Spartacus.
I am Athensar.
Would you be willing to enter a momentary geese? It depends entirely on what it is. Just that you shall not be casting within these halls. He sort of looks to the rest of you and goes, "They're worried about me."
You're
Yes,
so
get rid of you,
powerful.
Papa.
Yes, they are. No, I don't want to enter a geese. There's a moment where the Archbishop Morib both look at him like, wait, no, hang on. And the guard just looks a little puzzled. You don't agree to these terms? No.
Papa.
What? They asked.
Come on.
I could say no.
Is it at least going to be time contingent of a geese?
If you wish to specify terms to bring comfort to yourself and they are agreeable, then we can work with that.
That seems agreeable, Father.
Does it?
I would suggest if you do self-defense, because we do have a particular person who wants you dead.
However, self-defense is not agreeable for us, because if we are to take him into custody, technically he is defending himself if he acts against us. See? It's tricky. It's better that...
Didn't hear anything. My headset just reset.
At the very least, Papa, for this one meeting, let it extend for this one meeting that you will not do it.
If Torinfel attacks me, I get to attack him back.
I think that is fair.
Self-defense.
The guard frowns and just goes,
If somebody
moment.
acts outside of the Regent's control to attack us while we are in there, maybe
That's-
defend us.
that will likely be agreeable. This way, please. And you are starting to be led on in,
Thank you,
and the guard looks over at the Archbishop and goes, "Well, I appreciate your escorting these folk to us. You cannot bring all of these paladins in. You may attend yourself, Archbishop, but no more." And the Archbishop sort of looks around and just goes, I think that's fair, perhaps. Maris, Caller, you're excused. Take the rest home. And wait on my word. And a couple of the paladins sort of bow to him, and they start to leave. And the palace guard also goes, "The same goes to you, Morib. You alone." And she actually frowns a bit and goes, "Right, BD, Claire, I'll see you later." And the two accompanying her sort of nod a bit, and
Bye, BD. Or wave.
and BD actually like points at his eyes and points at you, and is going to head on off.
Are you still mad about the desk?
Morib frowns deeply. Less about the desk and more about a certain something you took from the office.
Oh,
We will need that back.
of course. That's back.
Immediately after all of this, she sort of mumbles.
Well, it's not like I could bring it with you. Know how I had to go so scant on all the things that I was carrying?
Do not mention that
I
you
don't
took
want
it.
to have anything threatening.
That is a crime punishable by death. Right, you are all led in. It's a palace. It's opulent, but not in the sense of like there's anything gaudy. Just sheer scale here. The construction is well done, but it's not. It's sensible.
Grand.
Yes, grand but sensible. And there is this sort of old gentleman waiting in there, and immediately you'll see that, like, hanging off of his shoulders are a couple of pixies. And as you all come on in, he looks up with like these twinkling purple eyes, and just goes, you're the geese man, yes." And Maltori frowns a little bit and goes, "Geese man? Yes, I'm entering a blasted geese, if that's what you mean, you old fool." And
He's not.
and
Is he younger than Maltori? Like,
it's really hard to tell.
okay.
This is really hard. Them's looking back and forth and back
Yeah.
and forth and back and forth.
He does seem to hold himself a little brighter, but he is just as wrinkly and wizened. And you see like these couple of fairies that are like on either of his shoulders, just sort of giggling, whispering around his neck. And he comes forward and goes, "Well, if you're going under a geese, I guess that makes you a geezer, doesn't it?"
Oh, I should have
Geezer.
seen that one coming.
I was thinking that. I was honestly thinking that. I just didn't want to say it.
Well, you should always say it's good mirth.
You shouldn't come at people with puns like that when they're not under a non-violent geese.
Oh yes, I apologize. Right, okay. You need specific wording. Yes. Do you agree not to take any violent action unless you are attacked by somebody that is not ordered by the regent to do so? The guard actually sort of pauses and goes, "That's a really loose wording. We should tighten that." No, I think it's
really
fine.
good.
I think it's fine. He waves his hand at the guard, and the guard just frowns as if like, "I'm not going to get anywhere with this." Fine. What do we do?
Sounds very fair, Papa.
Okay. Truly, sit on his shoulder. And one of the pixies flutters over, sits on Maltori's shoulder, and then this old man just sort of extends his hand out and goes, "Right, I'm Murph, and with a shake of the hand, we are at an agreement." You need to say your name and say the same thing. You can see Maltori's disgusted. He reaches out, takes this man's hand, shakes it, and goes, "My name is Evansar Maltori, and with a shake of the hand, we are at agreement." Good enough. Right. Trudy, come back. Trudy, come back.
Hi. Hello.
Hello.
I want
Trudy,
this
I
shoulder.
like it over here.
Tala, get Trudy. The other pixie is tackled off of Maltori's shoulder violently. There's a screaming brawl now on the floor, and this wizard sort of moves over to scoop up the two brawling pixies and just goes, "Well, if we're done, I'm going back to sleep."
I like those pixies.
Goodbye, sir. It was nice to meet you.
"Oh, nice to meet you too." And he's just going to skip, quite literally, away.
Peaceful dreams.
No.
Wow.
No. Okay, exciting and adventurous dreams. then.
Yes. And he will go through a doorway. This
Papa,
guard.
thank God that you're not like that.
I look over at Noah. I like him.
Absolutely disgusting. Noah, never become that fanciful.
Okay.
It's good.
I'll try.
Only sour, dreary, depressed. He points at himself.
Okay, that's going too far.
Right.
Sorry, if your scowl gets any worse, Maltori, it's going to be dragging on the floor.
I can only hope.
Alright, I think we have completed as you asked. Look over at the guard.
The guard nods, and you can see like he actually does look concerned. Like this is far too informal for his tastes. And he just nods and moves his arm out and goes, "And if you'll continue to follow me," and he will lead you up a little set of central stairs. They do go off in either direction, but at the center of like the first stair tier is a large set of double doors, which a couple of attendants open up on his approach, and you see into essentially the royal chamber where the king would hold court if he were a king, the regent.
Yep, Nim's whispering along the way. You know, I feel like this is one of those places I should not be. Like every corner and every step we take, it is just more and more like you don't belong and you should not be here.
Good instincts. Places like this are treacherous.
So clean.
The only time adventurers should come into contact with royalty is to sort out the bad ones.
Don't talk like that.
Where do you get paid?
Yeah, let's give more of a perception check. Yeah, she's giving him like a frantic "shut up" look. But yeah, as the doors open up, there's a long sort of carpeted is the wrong word. There is a long, narrow rug that would be the lead up to the throne. And the throne itself is just on a single little tiered step and is just this simple thing of wood, non-ornamental, big chair, basically. It's a big chair. Doesn't look particularly comfortable. And sitting in it, wearing robes that are not at all decorated, just like simple, plain, tannish robes. A little metal plate hanging from chain around his neck to mark some form of office is this elven man. Clearly, same way Melaru's visage struck you as, oh, that's what an elf looks like. This man bears the same kind of appearance. So fair, even though he's bearded, looks a little grizzled, yet still young. Has long brown flowing hair, stubble. Could almost be a beard, but it's mostly stubble. These piercing purple eyes, and just a very neutral expression as you all enter. The guard stopping immediately at the door, bowing deeply, and then continuing the approach as if expecting you all to follow behind.
Yuli, I have a question about the room real quick.
Yes.
You mentioned he's on a chair on the dais, or
Yep.
is he below the dais?
No, he's on the dais.
Now,
There is
behind
there is a second tier behind him with another set of chairs on it.
Okay, that's what I was curious about.
Yeah.
He is actually playing the role of regent instead of trying to pretend otherwise.
And the hall itself is pretty damn big. The ceiling is a good 40 feet up. It's probably about, I'd say, 50 foot wide. Long columns on either side of this central walkway. Looks like this place could easily hold like a little ball or court if it so desired. But right now it's empty.
Fireballs.
Yeah.
Talia, look, somebody wrote their name on the ceiling.
You guys following behind the guard?
Yes.
How are you approaching?
Iala is still approaching pridefully.
Same.
Maltori's doing the
Chin up.
same. He's holding himself as high as he can.
Noah's
Cassian's-
kind. You first.
Go ahead.
No, you first.
Cassian's holding himself with pride, but being humble about it. He's not locking eyes.
You're standing
He's there,
straight,
but-
but you're not challenging.
Yes.
We learned that with the gnolls that one time about the difference between holding your ground and being challenging.
Yeah, people taking that lesson
Yes.
to heart.
Yes, Taryc learned that very well.
Nim is actually looking a bit cowed. She's riding on Maltori, but her ears are back and her tail keeps flicking to worried colors.
Right. You follow behind.
Noah?
Yeah.
Noah has their hands clasped in front of them and is kind of walking in a reserved way, not prideful, but much more calm, I would say. Reserved,
Okay.
in a polite kind of manner.
As you all approach behind the guard, the regent coming closer and closer in view, I'm going to allow all of you an insight check.
He's the heart of man.
I do not get guidance, so I'm unchecking it because I wouldn't be able to cast it. I did good.
My
Okay.
dice are hating me.
Noah, Taryc, and Nim. There's that impassive, not quite bored, just as if this entire affair might be beneath him, look that he's holding, as he probably should in his role. And yet there is a crack in that when his eyes lay on the sister. Gone is the passive look, and suddenly it is replaced with long, distant sadness in his eyes. And yet that little glimmer of joy of seeing something that causes that sadness. And he actually just sort of leans forward in his chair a little bit, and then as the guard takes you all, standing about 20 feet in front of his little dais, pausing, and in that very deliberate way of like, you guys need to stop moving behind me, and then he moves aside so that there is no one between you and the regent. Morib, looking at the rest of you, realizing that nothing's going to happen without any sort of lead, will actually just put one arm to her stomach and just bow. Not a deep one, just bows to the regent.
Taryc will bow.
Cassian will do so.
No curtsy.
Okay.
God.
Nim, Maltori does not bow. You are not rocked forward.
Okay, because I was going to say I was going to fall off if
Uh-huh.
that happened, because I was just totally going with it. Nim will bow, but she is glad to get Maltori when she does it.
Maltori
She's-
is looking at this man with disdain, and notably, the sister didn't bow either. But Maltori just goes, "Forgive me for not bowing, but I have a passenger." And the regent just gives him a sort of little cold gaze, and then looks to the sister, not bowing either, and just actually, yeah, none of your insights will actually read any further than that. He then stands and just steps down from the dais to move closer to the group of you, and looking over at each of you, and just goes, "You've all caused my son quite some trouble."
He has caused us plenty of trouble in return.
I thought his childish obsession could come to an easy end. However, I have been informed that his obsession may not be an honest one.
We are here to present evidence that that is indeed the case.
Well, he had my audience against you without your presence, and so you shall have the same. And he then turns and goes back and sits down and just waves his hand. Present your evidence.
Melaka steps aside so the rest of the party can proceed because she has nothing to give on this.
Yuli, what would be the proper honorific for the regent?
Regent.
Regent, I am Cassian Archivald. I am the leading mage of the Guiding Star Adventuring Group.
Nim's
And
tail flicks red.
And I'm going to
Enough of
announce
the
date-
formalities, boy. I don't have the patience for it.
Very well, sir. I'm going to announce the date that we were assigned the task.
Mhm.
On this day, we were promoted to silver rank adventurers and sent on a mission to the township of Galen to reestablish the Adventuring Guild's presence there. Lady Olenway has a notary from a particular copier that our wanted posters were printed and filed the day after we left.
And
We
for
had
you,
not encountered-
Moreb Lichbane, you can confirm this date they were sent out on. Moreb looks deeply uncomfortable, but she nods firmly all the same. Yes, yes, Regent.
We had reached the city of Galen, the township of Galen, that night. We had not proceeded to the Adventuring Guild Hall of Galen until the following day, when the flyers went out. We encountered our mentor at that time, who we had no idea at the time who he was. We worked with him. He sent us on several excursions.
You're stepping around something here. Your mentor, you did not know who he was,
No, we were informed he was Tornfell.
and who informed you of this? I did. I lied about who I was to them. Continue.
We were sent on several excursions with him on occasion. The incident that he is accused of happened, but not in the way that it was probably stated. We arrived at the location where the seal was, and it was overrun with feral undead that were procreating due to the energies given off by the seal.
Nim looks down and away at this.
And did Ebenezer Maltori have any hand in raising and controlling any of these undead?
No.
Is that true? No.
He
I raised-
controlled them.
I controlled them, and I did raise a couple just to even the odds.
I knew on the second day that he was a necromancer.
Did the rest of you know of his abilities in this moment or later?
Later.
It was later.
Greatly later, actually.
You, girl, why did you keep his confidence?
He was keeping mine, and I truly believe that he was doing what he was doing to help us. He
Mm.
was very kind and genuine, and I saw a like-minded soul.
And the confidence he kept for you, is that something you're willing to share in these halls with no other ears?
I am a warlock. I serve Fula, the great Marid. And he was keeping confidence for me from the party.
The Murid that now
discovered that-
takes home in a
She
city.
protects Mored, more than yes.
Hmm.
A pact that benefits both. I serve her. I love her. And he understood what I was about and did not judge me harshly. And I chose to give him the same in kind. I had tried to talk to people about what I suspected, but I'll be honest, I became more swayed to his side than outing him to anyone else in the party. They did
Yes.
not know.
Before anger took his heart, my son spoke well of how charismatic this man is. What?
Yes.
I'm not. You are. If you'd continue, sir. He looks at you, Cassian.
We entered the location, and it was trapped. Members were able to pass through the trap barriers and found a undead phylactery contained within. We had no idea what this item was. All we knew was that it was an incredibly powerful being, and Maltori offered to destroy it. Which, as far as we know, he did, and was injured in the process.
Maltori, did you know what the consequences of the destruction of this being would be? No, not at all. I thought it was something foul that needed to be dealt with. Continue.
Over the next several days and proceeding into weeks, we encountered abyssal creatures, and we were asked to go investigate something out in the plains. While we are out there, we discovered the group, or we found out what happened to the group that was sent before us. One of those members was carrying another seal. We recovered the seal, returned it to its rightful owner, which is the Fey Lord of the lands up there. As we were leaving his forest, it started to, when we returned, sorry, it's been a little while and it has been a long and tumultuous journey. when we had arrived back before we took the seal back to Pan, there had been a creature that had infiltrated the city of Galen, replaced its herbalist. Maltori removed this creature from the midst of the town.
Judging by
Return the
your
seal-
location, Mara Norath.
Yes, I am trying to avoid saying that name as to not propagate its name.
Fanciful nonsense.
I don't hurt anything, Cassian.
Better safe than sorry, but yes,
The
the
abyssal
Mara
seal
Norath.
is my fault.
Ignorance is not an excuse, but it is a valid reason. You didn't know anything about that, and that's why would you not stop something that is abyssal, yes?
Then trying to sacrifice ourselves. They were trying to sacrifice us.
Now,
But
you are treating with Fae. You are surrounded by miracles. He says... he's saying this as if he's like reading off stuff, but he has nothing in front of him. And he just goes, you have plentiful evidence, words from powerful, influential people. You have brought someone from my past who I can only assume is backing your word. And Sister just nods very firmly. Then tell me a lie. Each of you.
You want to lie?
Tell me a lie.
We've come to hurt you. She's lying.
The guard actually like steps forward a bit, like hand going to hilt, but the regent just laughs and waves a hand at him.
I do
I have
not
met and
believe.
loved my family.
Ooh.
I can do 2 backflips in a row.
I do not believe that Bahamut has been guiding your son and my father through many events, and that their parts are still to be played.
I cannot for any of these people.
not what?
Care not.
Care
I care not.
I have never worshipped. Oh God, now I can't remember what the actual other one's name was.
Cassic?
No, Cat.
Worse?
Yes, I have never worshipped Cassic.
I don't care about Torin.
Thank you. Evans are a pat at that.
Now, tell me, have any of you acted maliciously with plans of derailing civilization or the crown and its representation here?
No,
Nope.
I actually take offense to that with the amount of work I've been trying to keep people alive.
I don't think so directly, but I have definitely thought about it.
All three.
Nim has to think about it because she killed a nobleman for spite. I have
mean,
to decide if it's not versus the crown, though, right? It was
no,
just
you were
to
betrayed by
disable.
the crown in that
Yeah.
case.
He was
Yeah.
a traitor. Proven.
Yeah, no.
He actually glances at you, Nim, and just goes, "You feel honest, but there's something."
I have done many things in my life that I am not proud of. Do you wish to put me on trial for that?
No, I don't. I'm sure that I could
I
find
mean-
some reason to imprison you or maybe even execute you if I so desired, but I don't. Tell me, what injustices has my son caused you?
For one, he keeps trying to kill our mentor for...
He
Uh,
attacked us in the middle of the night without identifying himself or saying why he was attacking us.
I believe that he orchestrated the entire thing. I believe that
It-
he. Go ahead, Cassian.
He assaulted city guards of the town of Morden immediately after the Null attack was repelled. And quite possibly did not assist in defending the town.
And the matter of these bounties have had bounty hunters chasing us for the past couple of days, leading to the death of a citizen in
Yes.
their haste.
Yes, I know. And for the first time, he actually looks truly displeased. His brows furrowing as he leans forward again. This has
I believe
gotten,
he said. Go ahead, sorry.
just as this has gotten out of hand. What do you believe?
Is that why we came in front?
He's actually asking Nim.
Oh,
Sorry, I was gonna let you talk. I believe that he set us all up to be there. I believe that he has blackmailed and abused people, and that he has purposely laid a trap for Ebenzar Maltori to enact a vengeance that is consuming him, because he cannot face the fact that their party died for reasons greater than what he believes.
Yes, Ebenzar Maltori, did you kill fellow party members? Yes, I did. And for what reason? To avert the opening of a hell gate, a ritual gone wrong that they would not stop. And where was this? Not here, another land. We were following a
It was on
prophecy.
Tyrell.
Viral.
I believe this obsession has led your son and Ebenzar to a path where neither of them were there for the rest of their party when they needed them. I think there are two people broken and racked by grief, and I hope they get over it. I look over at Ebenzar. Horenfell is still loved by Ebenzar Maltori, but your son is obsessed with his revenge. And he is willing to throw other people away. He is willing to hurt and threaten innocent people who get his path.
I don't think any of you are lying, but I am not a mystic. I cannot be certain. Do you have evidence?
Kind of motion it all away.
Olinway will step forward briefly, and when she does, you can actually see like the most minute of jolts on the regent's body. Like his fingers just grip the arm of the chair a little bit tighter, and she then continues stepping up forward, and just starts to pull out these bits of evidence you've collected, and she will offer them up to him. And as he takes them, you see like that sort of lingering of both hands on pieces of parchment, staring at each other, before he takes them and starts to look forward. If you'll give me 20 minutes.
Of course, Great Regent.
Yes, Regent.
Give them food, water, ale if they want it. See them comfortable. Here, then sort of glances up and goes, I'm trusting you outside of jail cell with the knowledge that you will not leave, yes?
Correct, sir. You have our trust.
Good. Then Dawson, see them out. And the guard salutes and then just sort of like motions you all to follow, and will start leading you out.
Follow behind.
Right. He takes you out,
He
and
seems like a fair man.
He does.
the guard, once you're sort of out of that chamber, actually sort of glances back and goes, he is fair. Very fair.
You're sorry for the trouble this is causing you today.
And the trouble is being caused to you, all it seems. Though I am not one to pass word or judgment at this moment.
Is this
Of
the
course,
head
this
guard?
for the Regent.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes, that
That
is for the regent.
the
I thought it was just a random guard dog.
No,
I was
this
like,
is
what the
this,
fuck?
this is the man that greeted you with these important sash.
Yeah, the important
Yeah.
sash. Sash man.
And he leads you up some of those stairs leading away from the throne room entrance, and in just like this really comfortable, looks like it might be a dining room. Just sort of motions for you all to take seats at the table. It's a big fucking table, by the way. Like, this could sit, easily 40 people. And he just goes,
Wow.
I'll have a servant in here momentarily to, ask what you want.
Thank you. We will wait patiently.
Please do not leave this room, and no casting, please.
Yes, sir.
Right, and he turns to leave the room, the door closing behind him,
Immediately cast spells.
leaving you all alone with Morib and Odenway.
Thaumaturgy, thaumaturgy,
Out
thaumaturgy.
of character, just we try to. Did we know that her and the regent knew each other?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
She didn't go into any details on it, but
Well, it seemed to go actually pretty well.
A lot smoother than I was expecting, yeah.
um,
I thought,
Morib's actually looking at you all now that like she's alone away from other ears and such. So, you you took my desk, obviously.
And to make it really unclear who stole all your shit, that's why we grabbed as much as we did. Sorry.
wow. You just let that all out right away.
I mean, I already told them that I had their desk in
You
the Bahamut temple.
talked of blackmail.
We know what he did to you.
So you found a correspondence.
Yes.
We did.
Yes.
There are items in there that are very important to me.
Oh, I have her setting stone. I'll give that back to her.
Oh, she actually takes it, and you see she clutches it very tightly.
Oh,
The-
Is your friend okay?
She actually sort of like looks around, as if concerned where you all are. My friend is fine. Yes.
Good. I don't want anything to happen to them.
Well, after this is over, I'll return your desk, I suppose, back to you.
Yes, and the
Sh-
other
she-
items
she's
that you took, of course, will all come back to you.
She smiles almost bitterly and just says, "After this is all over, I think you may need to take care of them for me."
Oh,
She's going to be ousted of her
I-
job.
I have no intention of lying further. It's already a great enough shame that I've let this happen to you. It's easy, when it's someone you care about versus strangers.
I understand that. So I don't bear you any ill will, and I will speak on your behalf. 'cause I think
I'm
you
sure
are
any
the
one of
most
us would
capable person.
throw you under the bus if we didn't know you, so...
I wouldn't, but I understand your sentiment.
Throw anyone other than us other than maybe Torin fell. Noah.
And that would be a cart that I would want to back up, drive forward, back up, drive forward, back up.
If we can get this dealt with, it's maybe hopefully better things can come.
Maybe Dimsdale can take care of things. He seems pretty level-headed.
In fact,
Very easily defeated by a chair to the door, though. I'll tell you that, and I say that with a grin.
Morib's actually looking at the sending stone briefly before she's going to slide it back towards you, Nim. If you could hold on to this.
Okay, I'll put it in mummy saddlebags.
If I am imprisoned or such,
You don't want them having access to it. I
she
understand.
nods. And if you
I
would be
have
so
no idea
kind
about the
as
shit you
to
did me.
send word of what happened to me through it, I'd appreciate it. If you open up the message with Moonlight Rose, he'll know it's true.
Sorry, I may have missed this. This wasn't a sending stone to Tornfell?
No,
No,
apparently not.
It was
Oh,
an
okay.
unknown sending stone. Everybody
Unknown
assumed it was for
sending stone,
Tornfell, and
yeah.
I thought it might be to the Lich, but we decided not to do anything with it because it was too risky if it was Tornfell.
Mm-hmm.
I will make sure and do this, but I am sure
Moonlight
the regent is.
Rose?
Yes.
I am sure that the regent is going to want to make nice with us if this evidence proves that we are innocent, and I would consider it a great favor if they were to go very lenient upon you.
You do
I
me more
give her
kindness.
kind of a weak smile.
You do me more kindness than I deserve.
You are doing it under duress.
And everyone deserves utmost kindness, Melora says, even those that have done wrong.
Yes, Lorne teaches us this.
There's a look of surprise on Morab's face, especially with the mention of Lorne, but also that look of like, I am not one to pass judgment right now. A servant girl comes on in, sort of courtesying to you all before sort of hurrying over to the table and go, guests, she says after a moment, clearly used to like begging lords and ladies. She goes, any refreshments that you desire or any foodstuffs?
Could we have some tea, please?
Of course. We have Corinthian, we have some local teas, we have some fine teas imported from L'Oreal herself. Is there any particulars you like?
Maltori, because they don't know tea.
Some L'Oreal blends would be appreciated. Of course.
Agreed.
Can I have some pastries?
Of course, ma'am. I'll bring up a selection.
Like, do you have any, like, finger meats?
Yes, ma'am. I shall have the kitchen to prepare some.
Could you see if your kitchen could have the meat egg? I look over at Mommy. For the pseudo dragon?
Of course. Holy food for your pseudo dragon. Yes.
And I look over at Iala and yours.
If you could bring any fruits like apples or such,
Shall I have a selection of medley platters prepared for you all?
that would be lovely. Thank you.
She smiles and bows and again and goes, I will also send up some meads and wines with the tea, just in case.
Thank you.
And she curtsies again, backs out, facing you all, and the doors close again.
It blushes a bit
Melaka-
looking down.
Malaka has a thought about her interaction with, Warlock Girl.
Yeah.
What's her name?
Mavis?
The gnome.
No, not the Warlock Girl and Kieran's group.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, her. She thinks for a moment, it's like, what's the
You mean
likelihood this is
Lindop
all gonna
Lockstop?
be? Yeah. What is the likelihood that this would be poisoned?
Not
Mm.
very high, I would hope.
No, if I'm going to die having a lovely feast at a castle that I'll never be back in again, oh, so be it.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I thought about Lindop and she handed me that poison vial and I kind of
That was Lindop. Just because you got past poisoned by a lunatic doesn't mean everyone is going to pass you poison.
well, there are people actively trying to kill you.
So we don't
Yes.
want to insult the regent by.
I
accusing
know,
them.
but it's just
It's fine,
look,
even if you
I
get
don't
poisoned.
have many thoughts, and this was one that happened. No jokes.
We
She crosses
appreciate
her
your
arms.
caution.
Even if you get poisoned, I'll be able to do something about it at least. So don't
You-
worry
you
about
can without your focuses and everything.
it. Oh,
Yeah,
right.
we do
Ow.
have the high priestess of Morden, though.
Been ever since I've had.
I'm not a high priestess. I am just a priestess.
Well,
Yes,
you know,
and not
high
every
value to this group.
not every priest is empowered with divine will in such a way, Melaka.
Many of us are just humble servants.
Yeah.
They are very much a credit to the rest of the world for their service.
Some ways more than those who can cast magic. In many ways.
The
Ah,
gods,
listen to what I thought, Richard.
the gods place their blessings where they need be. Within a few minutes, far quicker than, like, as these platters are brought in, like, these pastries look fresh, like, you know, still ever so slightly warm. The meat is prepared beautifully. Looks like, you know, there's some roasted beef there that is cooked to perfection. Still, this is all prepared very quickly, quicker than it should be able to. But
Magic
perfectly.
kitchen.
Ovens.
Magic kitchen.
Magic.
But yeah, there's a
Magic
selection of
ovens.
fruits, Scotch eggs, various cuts of meat, breads, cheeses. You got various different drinks, fresh pot of tea.
I'm gonna make sure Nami gets over to a Scotch egg. And
Yeah.
I'm just petting him.
Nomi is going to start eating the Scotch egg inside out. His favorite part's on the inside. And yeah, you can all nibble and drink and so on. Sister
Cassian's
Madaru.
going to take it very slow and enjoy this because this is going to be the only time he's probably ever going to be able to eat something in a castle.
And the food is magnificent. It is very delicious. Sister Olenway eats politely. She's like picking out some little finger sandwiches. Moreb is just sort of like back in her chair. She's just taken a mug of mead and that's it. Eminsar is eating the way he does, which is like little picking nibbles. And you guys are left alone in here for more than 20 minutes, a good half hour. Until the doors open and the regent himself actually just sort of walks on in.
Cassian's standing up.
He actually just like
I'm
waves a
already standing.
hand as if like sit back down.
I'm already standing because I'm on the table. This is kind of my life.
Sit, sit. I'm not royalty,
Giant.
boy.
Giant piece of broccoli in hand.
You are our host, so it's only polite.
Well, then please, your host begs you sit.
Cassian's going to go back down to his stomach.
I'm
And
not sitting because she can't see much if she sits
Uh-huh.
down.
you notice the guard captain has entered the room, but it's just like standing politely by the door, hasn't come on over. And the regent is just going to like pull a chair away from the table, so like he's not really joining you, but he's sitting by you all, and just like flops a bunch of the evidence you gave him back onto the table and goes, "You've gotten some good things here. Overwhelming proof," he says with that sort of hint of bitterness, not really directed at you, but it's there in his voice.
He's angry.
That it is, son.
Yeah.
I do hope that's sufficient.
Plenty sufficient. I owe you apology. I trusted my boy to have good judgment. And this is an injustice to you that has been caused because of that.
He is gravely hurt, sir.
Personal hurt is no excuse for suffering force on others.
No, it is not. But he still deserves some understanding, and I hope someday he can be healed.
Well, that remains to be seen, because there are ways to go about this. I have heard your word. I agree with you. I can promise you ruling in your favor. But that asks, do you want trial?
I do
Do
not
these-
want to make this a spectacle, as I do not want certain people to be harmed for what happens. And I look over at Moreb. I would beg mercy for many of them.
In a closed
that is
court,
me.
Yes, we do not mind it being quieter.
I will caution you. While I will rule in your favor, If he demands divine justice, trial by combat, by law I must grant it to him.
And we will not back down.
And you prepared for that, to face him then?
If
we
we
would
must.
need our ear. We did not have it with us as we were
It will be given to
politely
you.
disarmed ourselves.
You've done everything right here. Annoyingly so. Part of me
sure.
wishes I could just ignore you and side with my son. Like a good
Iala,
father
when-
should.
Iala, making sure when he's not looking, kind of gives a little smug wiggle in her seat because, yeah, that's right.
Recognize me.
Here's that filling silverware.
Nim looks at the regent and goes, I can understand that. I would do the same thing for my father. I look at Ebenzar.
Then you'll forgive my lack of joy in your innocence.
It's understandable.
If-
Erika, sir,
Yes.
Abun, if we are cleared,
Hmm.
can attempts be made to revive the person who wrongfully died in that tragic accident?
Certainly.
It weighs
Archbishop,
heavily, I think,
the crown
on all
will
our
pay
hearts.
for any resurrection attempts if you would care to attend to that. And the Archbishop just bows his head.
Oh, the Archbishop showed up?
The Archbishop
Yeah, he's been
and
here the
more
whole
have been
time.
here with
He's been
both of you.
there.
Yeah.
I know
Been here the
Morab
whole
had,
time.
but I thought the Archbishop.
His paladins were
They've
dismissed.
sent the paladins away.
Yeah.
Oh no, I knew he was in the room, but I didn't think he came with us.
Yeah.
I thought he had gone
No,
elsewhere.
I've been with you all
Okay.
along.
He wanted pastries too.
He is not eating.
Yeah, there's not enough
He's on a
fast food.
dragon diet.
And he goes, of course, that is only right and just. But you have read my mind, young girl. I have questioned that in your innocence, what you want to happen, what retributions should be made, what you want to happen with my son.
As long as he is no longer bothering us, I would like to leave that up to you.
It's nothing. While he has been hunting us, I'm not. I'm sure all of us don't want like his execution or.
No, please don't. I want no harm on him. If you can just make him stop hunting us. That's all. That's all I need. That's all I want. I want him to have time to settle down and to get better. Then I will demand his cessation of these activities. If he does not obey, then I will look into house arrest or exile somewhere he cannot reach you. Is that agreeable?
Yes,
I agree with this.
yes, sir.
Maltori is actually frowning a little as if like, it's hard to argue against logic in that, but it still doesn't sit right.
I'm gonna pat Maltori. And I'm gonna climb up onto his shoulder again, where I feel more comfortable. I'm off this table of mountains of food that I can barely see around.
And that is agreeable with me as well. I thank you for not seeking harsher judgment on him. As to reparations, him and the crown through him have acted against you unjustly. So, he sort of leans back, actually like the chair leans back onto its hind legs as he sort of like waves a hand at you. What do you want?
It's a reward for handing us in.
You want 5 million
Nim
gold
face
pieces.
palms.
If at all possible, but if anyone else has any other ideas. She doesn't say this with seriousness.
Oh,
Oh.
I can just imagine the entire party just has the collective groan when Yalius says this.
We are chasing after the Baron Norath. We have been put on a divine mission by the gods. Any aid that we could get in that, we are looking for a plasmoid.
Hey, Nim. Nim,
Huh?
because you've directly mentioned it, give me an intelligence check, please.
Uh-oh.
know what? I'm gonna use my reroll so I
Mhm.
get my proficiency bonus added onto this.
Yep.
So
You can guidance
okay,
as well.
plus that's yeah. Oh, no, I can't.
Oh,
Damn.
you can't.
Told not to cast spells.
Yeah. That's right. You can't.
I can't. So, but I do get my +4 on that, so it's a 20.
A 20. Okay. Lim, you mentioned not Maranorath, your quest. You're looking at Regent, and the blood drains from you, as his face actually looks familiar.
Holy shit, he's one of the people from the fucking labs.
Do you say that out loud?
No.
Do it.
What?
Do it.
No, Nim is not saying these words. They are not coming out of Nim's face.
I'm going to ask
Suddenly,
you to
like,
make a deception check to try and hide what you're feeling right now.
I did okay.
He looks at you and just goes, "What's wrong? This is good."
Your face reminds me of a depiction I saw in an ancient ruin of a
Iala sits a little bit
scientist who was researching the Maranorath in the room with wand.
Cassian grips his mug in a in a vice grip.
Melaka picks up a muffin.
How interesting. It is not often something from that long ago gets unearthed.
So, are you mortal?
You're worried I am a simulacra generated by the Maranorath. No, I am just an elf, as she says.
Iala eases up a little bit.
Gosh, is that fucking old?
He is.
El-
Forever.
Elves
Yeah,
have
no, yeah, I keep on forgetting.
They
elves
are
immortal.
biologically immortal.
Biologically
For one to
immortal now.
survive that long, though, is
Yeah.
not heard of.
the. Oh, Nim's ears go back a little bit. You were in the facility,
I was.
That's
and you know that the Bahamut temple was built on top, and all those Lysol worshippers that died in there.
Why did you think I set an expedition to come here once the radiation had cleared? I have no interest in
Getting
ruling.
it loose.
You have interest in making sure that thing is stopped.
Indeed.
Wow.
We are working on it.
Yes, that is our primary.
Great Regent, I have something to ask that is not monetary. I am not as interested in that. The giants near Morden, the ones that lived up in the hills, they were wronged and their lands were taken and they were slaughtered by men, I believe, after gems and wealth.
They were.
I care about those people. I would like the crown to do better by them.
Then reparations will be made to them.
I look over at the others and kind of cow down a bit. Because that was like the only thing Nim thinks about is Nim thinks about the people she loves. That's her value.
Can I have access to the Royal Archive? Any
Certainly.
information? Yes.
There's a moment where Cassian just goes blank-eyed and starts drooling and then just wipes it away.
If so, how about half of the reward?
I should have the bell on her right now.
How about this? I will see to Morden. I will see to the giants. I will make sure that my son does not pursue you. And you do me this kindness. You call Morden home. You come and go from there as you please. But you do not roam these lands without alerting me, so that I need not contain my boy harshly. Go to somewhere else. Go explore. Figure out what you need to, because I promise you, it's not all here.
We already
Found
had
that out.
intentions of traveling.
Then I will
So
give you
looking
something
for a
better
plasmoid.
than an award of money. I will give you access to my mages. Decide how you want to travel, and it'll be done. Is that agreeable?
Iala looks around at everyone else. She seems a little bit satisfied.
I look over at Evanzar. Do you think that do you want this or do you want money?
Evan's sort of gazing like blankly across the room, not looking at anybody, and goes, "Access to your mages. Decide how you want to travel. As in, if you decide you want a ring of circles that can send you to different locations, if you want a house that walks, if you want an airship of Eld,
A starship.
a little beyond the capability of my mages, I'm afraid."
Yeah, he knows what those are.
He does, because he was in the facility. He was in the facility. I am sorry to tell you, sir, that the great emissary Wilhelm has passed recently.
Wilhelm was alive.
Wilhelm
you-
and
Hevday.
Hevday.
both.
Project Hevday were down in the Sojourn facility when we went in.
I knew he was visiting and did not expect that he survived.
The
He
other
was put
scientists
into
use
a magical hole, a stasis.
Even as magic failed, they found a way.
they used blood magic.
That goes to show his importance to them.
The printer in Nim pauses for what she's saying, looks over at everybody else, and goes quiet because she just realized she was about to tell the king that the printer still works in Sojourn facility, and she's not sure if that's a good choice.
You said the word printer, and he arcs an eyebrow, sees that like sort of on your face, and just goes, "I don't care. I prefer life now."
You know where other facilities were here.
I did once. I might still do. You do realize we do not have perfect memory.
Yes, no, it was, is there one in the capital?
Here? No. This was but the shore that we wrecked on.
Ah,
See.
As you know what was going on in that facility under Morden, one is gone.
You bested the angel.
I
did.
unfortunately did not, and I waved to the rest of the group. They did.
Well, you helped turn on the defense system. That really helped.
I care not for your branding of humbleness or pride. If you did it as a group, then all the victory to you.
It was very close.
but,
What happened as it died?
No, none of us were. Did you see anything on the screens, Maltori? Because like we were all down when one
And it made
fell.
its last strikes at me. It was strangely shuddering. It was very
Blinding
strange.
light is what followed. Well, a bit of research that will go forever unanswered, then. Well, unusual to reminisce about the past, as distant as it is. But I thank you for it. If you'll excuse me, I would beg Sister Holenway for some words alone. If that is agreeable, he says, looking at her, and she sort of stares at him and just very curtly nods. I ask that you stay here in this palace. You will be given quarter, bed, comfort, food, drink. I must send word to my son that you are here, and we must do this formally.
May my girlfriend join us? She wasn't part of the group, so we had her stay aside. But she was traveling with us.
I shall allow you visitation, as long as you do not attempt to leave. I will even allow you to reacquire equipment, although I would ask that you keep literal weapons put aside.
Of course, Regent.
In that case, who, where?
I look over at the Archbishop.
I can see
the
to...
Bahamut Temple.
Yes, I can see to collecting her. Go do it then. He sort of motions at the Archbishop, and it's not rudely dismissive, it's as if just like casual. And the Archbishop just nods his head and stands and walks on out, the guard captain actually opening the door for him. And
Regent, just have one more ask of you, if possible. I've in the facility. I found a camera, and I don't really know all of its features. Seeing as you were there, do you think you could teach me how to use it to its full capability?
he arches an eyebrow and just goes, "A camera? You want my help with a camera?"
I mean, you're really the only one that honestly knows how it works to its fullest capability.
Didn't Wilhelm teach you?
Taught me some of the stuff.
Wilhelm
just-
said selfie and picked a button, and that was about it.
I know.
Okay.
Listen, the ritual of selfie taught by Wilhelm was sacred.
The regent actually like sort of motions with his hand in a sort of like, "Come on, hurry, give it to me then."
Runs up and passes it over. Like,
Let me look at this. And he's actually examining it with a look of no familiarity on his face. Just frowning a little bit.
Not
It's
worth
so
remembering.
long. His technology is gone for him.
If I meditated on this, perhaps, but...
it was worth a shot. You don't get many people from that era to ask these questions.
I do apologize. It has been more than thousands of years.
If I had a silver piece for every time that happened, I'd have 2 silver pieces, which is not a lot, but it's strange that it happened twice.
And he's going to hand the camera back to you, and then he's going to stand and...
Regent,
yes.
before you finish your business here,
Yes,
I
you know
have-
what? He's just going to sit back down and places his hands on the table and go, "Right, come on then, each of you, a turn."
I'm good.
What?
Continue
Actually,
talking.
shit.
Oh. I just had a difficult question of yourself. If your son chooses to not follow your advice, and he does come after, I am tasked not to hold back by this group. So,
If you kill my son by law of Hevos, I will have your head.
Well, you by your contract, you can lessen it up just a wee bit, Melaka. We don't need that kind of
Incapacitation is okay. Murder is not.
Send him home bruised. Missing a limb. Even that I can forgive. But as a father under the eyes of the father, no.
understood, sir.
then I will honor your request.
Huh.
No.
And she kind of sits back in her chair again.
Any other curiosities?
Actually, in our travels, is there anything you would like us to look forward to bring back to you?
No.
Alright then. I think that covers it.
Nim's just looking through it, shaking her head, and then diving into Maltori's pocket to just hide because she doesn't want to be a part of the conversation anymore.
The Regent just nods, and then he's actually going to look at Maltori and just goes, "You plan to become a lich, like those of Veld?" Yes. I advise you, don't. Long life is not a glorious thing. But you'll continue going through it nonetheless, because every day you want just one more day, even as they wear you thin. The Fae have the luxury of the masquerades to compartmentalize each and every decade. Whereas we just have to live knowing that we did everything we've done. Every proud, every shame, every glory, every tragedy, just building one after the other. Never wanting it to end and yet yearning for it. So, it's a fool's lot, he says, and then just sort of stands up and gives Maltori a respectful nod, looks at the rest of you, nods, and is going to leave.
Nods
I live in the pocket now.
unrespectfully.
Once he's gone, Maltori just goes, "It's a long life, don't become a bitch."
I can
Nim's
bite
can't.
off this arm, I suppose.
Like
Olenway,
you haven't heard that before.
Olenway just shakes her head, and she's going to stand up and follow after the Regent.
You know how, like, when you do, like, the shadow puppet, hand puppety things, Nim's hand's coming up out of the pocket, going, "Beep, beep, 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 beep."
This leaves you all alone with Moreb, who is just looking increasingly more awkward, as she wasn't really addressed in that.
She's like, I'm just here. Maybe he forgot about me.
I mean, I did ask for mercy for her, so I'm hoping that goes, right?
I...
The
Tasty?
Archbishop leave too?
Yep, he went to
Yeah,
go
he
get
went to-
Awa.
Okay.
So, that went better than expected, all told.
a lot better.
Yeah, I got permission to bite off his arm.
You did not get permission to bite
I'm,
off his arm.
Don't hurt, don't tell.
You
I'm-
got permission to only chew in self-defense.
Ah.
I'm very glad for all of you.
I'm hoping that they take into account that I did not want harm to come to you as well. I did ask for that.
Well, I can hope, but either way, you
But we
will
have it
receive
in
your
that-
justice.
We'll see how those cards land.
I am going to go inquire with regard whether the "don't leave" was directed at me as well.
A good idea.
Yes.
And she sort of stands, gives you all a.
We're not bad company if you get stuck here. Well, actually, we might be.
I'm afraid I might be. So she gives you all a sort of polite bow, and she'll leave.
Yeah.
Ah, tried to get the gold, but oh well.
Gold is meaningless magical power. We
Yes,
could make the
that's
mansion.
Transportation circles or moving mansion?
We could have a moving mansion with a teleportation circle in it. Or we could make the mansion hover.
That could
What
be
if we can
fun.
make the mansion into the airship?
I want an airship. Closest thing to a
Teleporting
treasure.
mansion that
Teleporting
hovers.
mansion. Yes, and it flies over teleportation circles that you go to.
That's-
Cast it, then it moves.
That sounds so inconspicuous.
And when it teleports,
hub
it makes a
could be
deafening
anywhere.
brrrr noise when it arrives.
Yes, to terrify everyone in the countryside.
Why is
Could
there a
it be-
floating house?
Maybe it could have skeletal wings.
That one is a step too far.
What? Why?
No.
Skeletons are cool.
No, it just needs a booming voice anytime it teleports in that just screams, "Ignore me!"
Actually, I wanted to teleport like Dracula's castle in Castlevania. You've all seen that, right?
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Actually,
Some
oh, Lord.
big mechanizing gears go 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 go.
Okay, you might have something there.
I wanted to make like big red eyes appear in the sky as it manifests in a dark, stormy cloud.
Does this really convince people we are the good guys?
You know, you're really instilling the whole lich thing, Maltori.
Good
I
is lame.
must.
Evil's cool.
It really is.
Oh, there is one thing that crossed my mind, and unfortunately, it is very selfish of me, and I apologize.
Hmm?
We're going to have access to his mages, which means we might be able to have access to all their teleport circle runes.
It's entirely
I
possible.
honestly,
we might be able to find a teleport circle closer to where we were intentioning on going in Laril.
you're thinking too small, Cassian. I was already thinking of this. We have 3
Oh.
wizards in the party. They have how many wizards and mages and such like that? How many spell books full of spells that we could sift through and gain knowledge?
They might not let us just rummage through their spell books.
We push it until they kick us out.
Yeah!
He's actually slumping back in his chair, and he just starts to laugh. A look of like relief on his face.
Iala chuckles with him,
So
also a bit relieved.
we're not allowed.
Maltori, I'm honestly hoping that when this all finishes and ends, and Tornfell loses and is forced to stop and think about what he is doing, that he calms down enough to talk.
I don't think he's ever going to talk to me, but if someone can just help him move on.
That would be a miracle in and of itself.
Hey, we've got plenty of those so far, so what's one more?
No, maybe you want another one with the big eggs?
Nomi is going to move forward and is already just stretching his muzzle wide open, onto an egg.
Just unfocused eyes.
Yeah, drooling around it, just like slowly squeezing.
You know,
think he's
Nami, if
already
you went
had,
big
like,
mode, you could probably fit
6.
2 in your mouth at once.
Nomi looks around the hall, which is big enough.
Oh no!
There's
is there a garden here?
Yeah, the guard's there.
Is it alright if I humor my pseudo dragon for a moment?
Certainly, you seem to have won the Regent's trust.
Alright,
Cassian
I will,
standing up and scooting back real quick.
I'll make Dragon Elf Nami happen.
All right, there is a thump as certain chairs get tabled. The table jolts. This long table jolts on the floor as Nomi Dragonels, the guard going, by the gods.
I told you he was a sacred creature.
Nomi is going to swallow the platter of meat, eggs, platter and all.
Oh, not the butt!
That's not good.
What? I was still eating that.
He ate the platter.
Nomi points his tail at you as if it still has a stinger, Melaka.
This is like fluffy.
Nami,
right
try
now.
some of the little cakes.
Okay, if anyone wants food, you better start grabbing it because Nomi is going to go to town.
I've been trying to save the platters. I don't want to be trying to pay for these.
Is the
They-
tail fluffy?
I don't remember how dragon
I have to ask him.
I don't believe Dragon L tails are fluffy. I have to look at what a Dragon L looks like.
No, not typically, no.
It's like a little dragon.
It's basically just a dragon. So they're
But-
literally just dragon. It has a little like barb at the end, but it isn't barbed like
It's a
a pseudo
spade.
dragon. It's a spade. Yeah.
But
Yeah, it's a spade at the end instead of having the barb.
under the relief of finding out the region is apparently on your side, and the chaos of Nomi going to town and feast, that's where we're going to end this week's session.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Du-du-du.